Are you guys ready? This is the Siege of Kamino. Let's go into the explanation of how the game will be played, and then let's begin. In the first part, we have Star Wars Armada. We have General Kenobi here with Anakin. Both are sharing the same Venator due to technical difficulties with painting. Difficulties being time, but we'll run with it for now. Then, General Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker coming in with the fleet this way. We have the Kamino Guard here of mainly medical frigates and those returning back to base to heal the clones. And we have General Grievous's fleet coming in. General Grievous is in one of the the dreadnoughts on the side. The goal for General Grievous: get to Kamino, reach there, and take over the land just enough to be able to take some of the genetic DNA embryos, just like in the TV show. General Kenobi knows that Grievous was going to come through the hyperspace lanes and seen them early, so they planned an ambush. Little do they know that General Grievous has something up their sleeves as well. Every time one of General Grievous's ships die, the big ships, the one with the bases, squids will come out in a ratio of proportions of 1 or 2 squids, because that is my limit of those, because that's not as many squids as I have. But they will come out to Xwing and they will go across the ocean, and then the air guard of the Republic will have to try to take out those squids and any fighters that come to try to join to intercept them. Upon that interception path, any squids that make it to Kamino will then land and drop their legion of battle droids between B1s, B2s, aqua droids, crab droids, droids of Cuz, and the spider droid by himself onto here. The goal then is like in Star Wars Battlefront 2. We have 4 command posts, 1 in the center, 1 on the side, 1 over here, and 1 over there. If the Separatists capture all 4 command posts, the game is over. If there is no Separatists left on the board, the game is over. If for some reason there is no Republic forces on the board, the game is over. Now, the one advantage that the clones do get is they can also send their reinforcements from their fleets to come across the board. But they will not be able to send out their dropships until they arrive physically, because I do not have them right here. But that will buy us enough time and lore-wise for them to not realize what's going on, and a flood of droids to come this way. Can they survive? So, we do have some works in progress. We have another Dreadnought for the Separatists. We have another Venator for the Republic. And we have Ahsoka Tano. She is currently not painted. But as they get painted, they will be able to join. Oh, speaking of joining, thank you all for mentioning what clones or people you will be. So, for those of you that are in the reserves that picked ARC Troopers or some of the Xwing class or whatnot, or for the one person over here that picked Magna Guard for the Separatists, because most people don't have this love for the Separatists, for the Clankers. For those of you that picked them, pick some people that were in the beginning. We do have some. We have Dylan, Facebook lover over here, as a Phase 1 clone sergeant. We have Cappy with a Gatling gunner, Phase 1. They're already out onto the battlefields. There's Cappy right there. And then there is, what is that guy's name again? Dylan. A little bit weird to just say that clone is Dylan, but that is Dylan right there. All right. And then for the Separatists, you have just me, Waffle, and the command of the capital ship for the Separatists. You have Morty, and right next to him, in charge of the Dreadnought, you have this guy's name that I'm not going to pronounce. Next to him, in charge of General Grievous's ship of the Silent Hand. You then have Owen and Shib in the sides, and then the Magnificence? Those things right there. I love this thing. I was going to have a template that points to each part of the phase, but what's better than just putting the arrow on the table and saying, we are there. This is movement. This is shooting. That looks so much better than what it looks like in real life because I hand painted that, but it looks like a solid color. Yeah, that's what it looks like otherwise. This is spray painted. I didn't have red. Anyway, back to talking about people. We have Luke Powell, the commander, the clone commander of this group here. Now, technically, Rex, of course, is with the 501st Legion, but Rex has a buddy, and that buddy is this clone commander, and he is helping this Venator class go through. He will be able to release himself in the LAAT as the battle goes on later on in the game. We then also have two people rolling these Acclimator. We have General Stryker and we have Slopping Badger or Lieutenant Badger or whatnot, both leading the Acclimators side by side. If you may notice, there is not many upgrade cards. And that there's not many upgrade cards. Actually, something to note here. In Star Wars Legion, you usually can only pick two things, like one extra buddy, and then one either a Gatling gunner or this D15. We are doing narrative play, and more models means more fun. So we're not doing exactly Legion rules of where you have to pick one. Why pick one when you can have both? So both squads of these will have an extra clone and a Gatling gunner and a DC-15 troop. But the same will be used for our B1s. They will have rocket launchers. They will have their sentry gun people. I forget what the name of it is, but there's a lot going on, and I'm one person, so we're going with it. But in the final part, we're going to move. We're going to shoot. Then we're going to move. We're going to shoot. We're going to move, and then we're going to shoot. And then back again. We're going to move and then shoot, and then move and then shoot, and then move and then shoot. And we're going to keep on going until there's a victor, no matter how many days, weeks, or months it takes. I hope to God it doesn't take months, but how much printing I've done, my energy bill could probably use the recuperation. But nonetheless, let's get into it with the Siege of Kamino. We're going to get right into it. This is the Siege of Kamino Battle Report, Movement Phase 1 of Armada. Let's begin and set these dials for the commands. This is going to be like 30 minutes, but for you it's going to be as soon as 1, 2, 3. With that being said, the Separatists will go ahead. Now that these are all set, the Separatists will go first. They get the first move. And what they will do is they will lead from the front, and just me, Waffle, will be moving forward. Let's see. He chose a movement action. Now, for this game, you have 3 different colors of dice. Basically, if we're looking at our X-Wing, range 1, 2, and 3, 1, all dice hit. Well, all dice can be rolled. 2, 2 of the dice can roll, and 3, only 1. This guy will not be able to hit anyone. In fact, no one in this whole round will be able to hit anyone. So I'm only going to do movements, and this will be the turn 1 for it, and we'll go into X-Wing with that. But let's begin. Now, I'll show you guys the first one, of course. You put this little notch into here, and you go then up to the second one right here. You can go straight. You can go sideways. You can go any way you want. I will probably... Grievous and his team does not want to take kindly to the Republic. They're going to pick upon their prey. Send some people over here to meet their fate, but pick upon the prey of taking out as much they can there, while then sending the rest of their forces that way. I like that. So he will be working on making a hard right this way. The only bad part is they can have their rear exposed, so the Separatists will have to keep in mind how to cover their rear. But also keep in mind, they kind of also want to die to get quicker over there and actually give more of the reinforcements. Let's continue. Now, unlike in X-Wing, when a big ship accidentally bumps into the small ships, they don't kill them. They go ahead and they just scoot them off to the side because, I mean, they're able to avoid these huge ships. It's more of when they're kind of like these smaller ones that there's issues. But even though Armada, you just nudge the fighters to the side, closest side. Seeing this and seeing that the Separatists move their capital ship first, which is ballsy, the Republic will move their main ship going forward as well. I like that I have this out in the middle. This helps as a reminder throughout the whole battle. Yeah. Although, really, movement and attack in Armada is one of the same that when I read the books, it reminded me that. So, Armada moving and attacking is all the same, so it would be all for phase 1 here. Slight correction. If I move this guy forward or whatnot, there's nothing but like hitting this guy in the front. So they will actually move this guy first. Alrighty. And this cruiser decided to go 2 to the left and started to match that same approach as the capital ship, the Separatists are responding by moving one of the dreadnoughts. This is controlled by Morty, and it's doing a move. And he went ahead and did a move command, and did a 3 slight heading towards the group here. Republic starts to face the same way, another frigate going left side, looking to try to intercept the ships so they do not hit this X-Wing battle mat. Ship went ahead and did a slight 2, mirroring the dreadnought beside it. General Strike had to go ahead and slow his roll down. He was getting kind of bottlenecked between that, so he used his command token as a movement action. One of the hard cells did a slight 2, going over yet again. The Venator class Star Destroyer moved up slight 1, barely evading his buddy. Barely, but making it. Looks like they got a little bit of a traffic jam to get out of the corner. So Hard Shell went next and did a slight 1 over this way and removed his maneuver dial down 1. Being clear and going 2, the Acclimator went ahead and went straight forward. He's going down the barrel of the gut to try to take out these transport ships from getting even more separatists to come join. The Silent Hand went ahead and gained the movement token. Did not move, but he did the slight, well, kind of a harder 2 to the right, heading towards the medical frigate group. This Charger went ahead and did a 2 maneuver, with like a 2 this way and then 1 this way, kind of like curving to get out of the way of this asteroid. The Magnificent over there went ahead and did a slight 2, heading towards the Republic medical frigates. The Republic's now moving over there on the side. This guy went ahead and did a 2 forward. Action was movement, but did not change his dial. Another hard cell transport went ahead and did a 2, heading this way towards the medical frigates, trying to take out the Republic's reinforcements before they can go ahead and go land on the base. This consular ship right here is not taking anything. Oh, not this guy. This guy moved up 2 as well. It looks like the Republic will try to meet them head on. The other hard cell went ahead and did a slower slight 2 to the right, following in behind his compadre there. And that is the last separatist big ship to move. We saw the fighters, but let's finish the Republic ships over here. If we did the battle count for all the points, by the way, Republic would actually have a lead, but that still fits this scenario because we want Republic to win in the space. This is only a ruse to get more separatists onto the ground. But let's see. This consular ship right here went ahead and moved up his dial to 3 and boosted forward a little bit, prepping to fight these hard sails. The Acclimator, revealing a maneuver command, goes ahead and reserves the token and moves up 2 to cover his transport ship. Both medical frigates, I moved them at the same time since we're at the end of this video. Both moved up 2 at the same time, doing the exact same action and retaining some integrity of forward firing power towards the separatists. So, this is the end of round 1 of Armada. We have moved our troops into positions. For the sake of it, thinking of that actually, that was round 1 of Armada for moving and shooting. Let's move on to round 1. And then for X-Wing as well, we might as well go ahead and take care of moving these guys up and while we're in this video as well. Alright, the first group to go first are these guys here. They went ahead and did 4 forward. I would do actions this round, but they are so far away that they will not be touching just yet. So we'll just go right into the movement. Vulture Droid went ahead and went 5 forward. The other group of Delta 17s, of course, went 4 forward as well. Both people are trying to race to capture the center of this battlefield so that they can start guiding their transports one way or another. Separatist moves their Vulture Droid 5 forward as well, going as fast as they can to get some distance between them and the gunships so that they can start worrying about taking out these guys. Jedi leading the way. He went ahead and did a 5 straight, heading towards the Vulture. The tri-droid formation is falling together with the Vulture droids to consolidate fire to try to open up a window. That Jedi fighter, if he keeps on going on by himself, he is going to meet a world of pain. And then lastly, the two gunships move 3 forward, and that is the round of Xwing round 1. The early rounds will not have as much action only because we are setting the stage for battle. People are about to get intercepted, and we will go into round 2. Well, first, Legion, no droids, Legion over. Congratulations, round 1 was successful. We are technically going back to round 1 to move the squadrons. But after we do that, we will continue with round 2, and we'll have round 2 of both this and Xwing, hopefully in the same video, depending on time. Let's get into it. Alrighty, these ships, what happens here is we move them up to where they need to go to based upon a dial over there, which these have a movement of 4, which is pretty darn crazy. So they are going to go ahead and fly right out into it. They're going to try to intercept as much as possible over here. Now, the way this works is you move 2 squadrons at a time. Well, you do this, and I do this to go here, and then I flip this little red to blue, and like that. And that is 1 turn. You can either move or you can shoot. But you cannot move and shoot unless you're directly commanded by one of these ships. Alright, and the Republic will go ahead and move 3. And I'll back this guy up to here. Move 3. And then I'll turn those to blue. Separatists went ahead and moved 2 Vulture droid units over to this way to intercept these Delta 17. Republic moved the 2 V-17s up here as well. Separatists moved the Vulture droids and the General Grievous' ships. One moment, I need to know what those. The Bel Balar ship. Yeah, General Grievous ship otherwise. In this battle, this is not Grievous just yet. It will be eventually, but not right now. Republic went ahead, moved Y-Wing bombers up to here, and moved some Jedi fighters up to there. Separatists went ahead and had these tri-droids move all the way out. They move insane, by the way. They have a 5 speed, which is the fastest anyone can go. They went right into the interception stage. Then now we have the other tri-droids going this way as well. Republic sent another group of Jedi fighters into the mix with some Delta 17s falling behind. I could have been using this the whole time. Let's begin. Anyway. Severus went ahead and moved these Vulture droids right here up, and then moved these Bulbasaurs. What it sounds like a Pokemon. The General Grievous ship right here. Republic responded, but that's not right. Republic responded with sending 2 Delta 17 groups up to the fight to challenge these incoming fighters. Separatists went ahead and moved these 2 Vulture droids up to go ahead and start engaging some of these D-17s in this next turn. Please keep in mind, we're still on turn 1. I'm just finishing it because I forgot about all these little squadrons. And this has taken so much longer than the original video itself. So, we're going to be lucky just to get Armada in this one. 2 more Delta 17 groups moved up. These guys are now engaged. These guys still can be shot. Sorry about that. Anyway, these 2 Vulture droids moved up forward, of course, and charged from the rear to there. 2 more Delta 17 groups moved up their 3. Separatists moved up their last ships with this Vulture droid unit here and this Vulture droid unit here. Sorry, correction. Bomber unit. The bomber unit moved up 3. They look so similar. Bombers, Vultures, but far away they're all blue. I need to really paint these. Alrighty, and I went ahead and moved the last 3 units there because there's no more ships there. And this is the end of turn 1 officially now. Yes, now let's get into the next turn, set the dials, move on, and kick some butt. This is now round 2, Armada. Alright, all my dials are now set, my command dials, and now let's begin. Separatists went first last turn, so Republic forces will go first this turn. Alright, this guy's revealing that he has a squadron token, and he will have this guy go ahead and move 3 to attack this group here. When they're activated by a ship, they can move and shoot. Alrighty, let's see what happens. That is nothing there, and a hit. So these guys go from 5 to 4. Oh, They got swarmed. They can rerun the attack dice. Nope, still same effect. And looking at it, he has a range of blue, which in squadron-wise, he's out of range of the big ship, and he's out of range of any squadrons that are not already engaged. So he cannot hit anybody, but he will go ahead and move. So the Separatists will just use his hard shell, and he'll go ahead and attack his front arc with this one. And the way this game works is you have multiple different things you can do to cancel out things. You do not roll defense dice in this game, but you have abilities to avoid certain things. And evade from like an Xwing. And for a quick part right here, this is what some of the effects do. For this one, we'll be doing an evade because it's at long range. And what that does here is then it depletes this one token. It'll come back at the next round though. Oh, and he revealed a squad token, so he moved it. He chose to move this squadron up here to move, and then now attack these Delta 17s. And then we roll. That does not count for what we're doing, and that's one hit to these Delta 17s. And then he continued with that 2 forward maneuver. Alrighty, this guy's now moving. He revealed a squadron token, and then he will have this guy go ahead within the range of medium. Yes, definitely range of medium. To go ahead and move and engage these tri-droids. Goal is one hit. Oh, they got another person there. They can reroll one attack. 2 hits on the tri-droid. Which, those 2 hits actually almost killed that tri-droid already. This cruiser is facing down the gauntlet against the dreadnought. He went ahead, did a hard 2, and a turnabout this way, a right motion. This guy went ahead, revealed his dial, did a squadron maneuver, had this guy, commanded this guy to move here. These bombers are now getting close to their first target. He also went ahead and just did 2 maneuvers going straight, basically. Alrighty. Sloping Badger is going to go ahead and take his 3 and actually gain an additional dice because he chose attack action this turn and go right into the side arc with that point there. That's 3 crits. So he went ahead, evaded, and blocked half the damage, but then he's going to lose 1 shield to the side. He is now no shields on the back and his right side. Sloping Badger, just bullying all these small fighters, moved directly to inward and pushed his forces and the enemy forces forward. Owen went ahead, revealed the squad maneuver. However, he's just slightly out of range of these 2, so that will go into a token, and then now he'll shoot. Ooh, 2 crits. Good. Alrighty, after looking up the game, he is going to go ahead and use a salvo. Oh, wait, what was the sorry. Anyway, he's going to half that damage, so it's only 1 crit, and then he'll take 1 shield, but then he will retaliate with the attack. With 2 damage coming back to that guy over there. Oh my gosh! This is where the Republic's a little bit tanky. These guys, when they get attacked, they can use one of their defense tokens to basically go ahead and attack them back from the rear dice. So anyway, now we gotta move this guy forward. And he barely avoids this asteroid over here. This has started to become a very congested area of fighting. And to be honest, after everything's said and done, we might still be on round 2 in the next video of this one movement because there's so many ships. But we're going to keep on going. Alrighty, this guy revealed a squadron token, told these arcs to go ahead and go forward, and they will roll these attack dice against the General Grievous fighters there. That is, these are ignored because they don't apply. 1 damage to Grievous, well, 1 damage to the, I'm going to call it Bulbasaur. I can't get past the name, the General Grievous looking ship. Alrighty, from the side to the front, that is 2 damage. Let's see what he can do against it. He did not like that whatsoever, so he redirected 1 shield over to the side. He blocked the damage in half, and he's firing back at this guy's front here. This is the salvo for him, back to him. That is 2 damage back to this guy. He's evading 1 and negating the crit, so he crit effect, so he'll take only 1 shield damage from the front. Now with this guy's secondary arc, he will fire again back at this guy. He no longer has a retaliatory silo, so now this attack will only hit him, and then he has to defend. Basically this is like an anti thing. It takes out a defense pardon the way. But he has none left, so nothing happens. Alright, now he went ahead and moved, he slight turned into it, and now they're forward facing these guys. He chose firepower, which lets him get an extra dice. He's using 3 dice to his front, 2 damage. He chose to redirect 1 damage to the side and then took 1 damage from the front. He no longer has any shields in the front. This guy still needs to move. He's already went ahead and shot and everything else, but now he just needs to move. This guy went ahead. He's at 3 speed. He's coming right in. Morty does not. This guy right here, Morty, is just not giving a crap whatsoever. He's about to go wreck some cruisers, regardless of what happens here. The Venator, taking a slow approach, moved 1 slight forward. He had an extra attack dice that he could have rolled, but he was out of range of anything that he could attack with. So that was his turn for now. Just me, Waffle, going ahead and doing 2 straightforward. The Separatist capital ship, also known as the Recussant class, what is that? Light Destroyer. General Stryker went 1 forward. His ability for shooting anything did not take place. There is no one within his range. From across the land, this guy did a squad maneuver, having this guy go ahead and shoot this guy. And that is 1 hit. For his movement, he's doing 2 forward. This ship revealed a squadron token, commanded these Delta 17s to move in and intercept. Now they will go ahead and fight. That is no damage. None of those guys count as a damage for the squad. So he was out of range of everybody, but he did a 2-1 kind of zigzag in a way. Alrighty, this guy revealed a squadron token, commanded another vulture droid to go right into the fight. They're going to roll these dice against these guys here. That is 1 damage. I'm getting the hang of this again. This guy went ahead and did a slight 2 to the right and is getting ready to prep to start taking out these transports. Although this is transports versus transports, so which will win? We don't know. That's why we're watching. Alright, this guy went ahead and did a squad maneuver, having these ARC 170s go ahead and attack these vulture droids. That is 1 damage. Alrighty, so this guy's going to go ahead, and the first target he's going to shoot at are these fighters there. Then with his front arc, he will fight at that transport right there. His attack against squads is 1 of these. That is a hit. Sorry, got carried away. He has a squadron token. He is choosing these tri-droids to move up and then shoot at these Delta 17s, which are still... Let's adjust that a little bit. Right there. So that way they're not in contact with that group, but he can still shoot at those. Alright, dice here, rolling. That is 1 damage to this group as well. Then for the final attack, front arc into this front arc here. 2 dice, 1 hit and a crit. He will go ahead and use these to take away the crit and take away the hit. And he just chose to do a 2 forward on that maneuver. One quick part, realize this guy has Squadron 2 command, so he can command 2 squadrons during that part. So he's going to move this guy over to here, and these guys are going to shoot these guys. That is 2 more damage onto those guys in the center. This guy went ahead and activated, revealed the squad token, had 1 guy, pushed him forward here, and they will now attack these guys. That is 2 damage to this. These guys are down to 1 health left. The Acclamator went ahead and did a 1 slide forward. Well, he's moving 2 technically, but he bent on the 1, going forward basically towards the enemy. This guy did the firepower action, but nothing is available at the moment, so we'll reserve it for the command token. He went ahead, moving 2, and used the movement token to boost his speed up to 3, and now is in line in like a very nice unison of attack, hopefully wiping out most of the Republic. I'm not on the droid side, I promise. But honestly though, the Republic have way more ships than the Separatists at the moment. This guy went ahead and revealed a squadron and moved these Delta 17s up. These Delta 17s will go ahead and attack with 2 blues and red. Wow! Alright, that is our first death. The vulture droids are just blown out of the water. They only have 3 health, but this guy only had 1 health left. So that is a dead group there. This guy still had maneuver 3 or whatnot, push right forward. Wasn't able to shoot anybody, but we cleared the way to start making some interesting progress there. Alrighty, this guy doing his attack first. 2 hits onto the front arc of this guy. He half the damage than evaded. Next guy chose a fire action. He's rolling 3 to his front. That is a hit, and a crit. And he took the 2 hits to the front shield after that. Now we're on to the fighter phase. We have Republic going first. They can choose 2 people to shoot first and or move. Republic are going to have these 2 guys shoot first. Alright, let's see the damage is V-17s versus the Bull ships. No damage. Jedi fighters to the ball bearers or whatnot. That is 2 damage. Oh, but this guy has a screen, so he's able to dodge one of them, so it's 1 damage. Now that he's got buddies next to him. Alrighty, Separatists are choosing to activate this guy and this guy for their attacks. Let's resolve this guy first. And it's against the Jedi. That is 1 hit. Oh, but the Jedi can force this guy to re-roll, so they will. That is no longer a hit. The Jedi did the mind trick and all's okay. This is a good reminder. If we get enough funding, which I think it's ridiculous now, it's like almost $150 to get 7 squadrons of droids ships. But if we get that, we can get even more droid ships in here to come help fight these guys. These Vulture droids versus the Delta 17s. No hit. I will say all new donations, if they arrive in time during the battle, they will instantly join an armada and then instantly can be used in Xwing depending on that ratio of people coming in and out and such. And eventually, same goes for Legion when we get to it. But it looks like Armada's going to fight a bit until it starts losing some ships. Then Xwing will gain some ships. Then once Xwing gains some ships, then Legion will start. And then it's just going to be a funnel of troops going through. Alright, rolling guys. This is 1 damage to these guys. They're at 2 health. Jedi fighters versus the Vulture droids. That is 2 hits. He's down to 1 health. These guys are doing 2 blue, 2 black to the Jedi fighters. That is 3 hits to the Jedi. These Vulture droids trying to finish off the Jedi. 1 hit needed. 1 hit received. That is a dead Jedi group. Real quickly, I just had this freaking amazing idea. We look at the ships a lot more than we look at the cards. So I've now put the people's names on the ships that they are commanding or whatnot. So now everybody's names is on them. So I don't have to keep on remember who's who. We just see the name, be like, Owen went ahead and shot all these guys. Yeah. Republic moved the bombers over to here and these Delta 17s into here. Separatists went ahead and moved the Vulture droids in, and now is attacking these guys to these guys. No damage. Republic moving the Delta 17s behind these Tri-droids, and other Delta 17s trying to take out the Tri-droids. I'll tell you what's nuts, is these Delta 17s are just as strong as these Tri-droids, but that is not how the... I need more Separatists. I need more funding for these Separatists. We should be outnumbering them, not them outnumbering us. Anyway, these guys attacking these with these. And they live. Y-Wing bombers moved up too. They're clear for the bombing run. Against Morty. Alright, first group. Vulture droids into here. 1 damage. Next group of Vulture droids. Those guys into there. Dead D-17s. Even though the physical battlefield has a lot more Republic than Separatists right now, I'll tell you what, it might be small, but the Republic has lost 2 squadrons. The Separatists has only lost 1. In terms of losses, the Separatists are being very good and very strategic, or getting very lucky at keeping people alive at like 2 health, 1 health, 3, they started 3, never mind. Alrighty, Delta 17s against the Tri-droids. 1 hit. Then they move the other guys into range. They move the bombers into a pass. More of the elite fighters went from here to here, moving 4 into it. Then to follow up, these 2 last D-17s moved forward and starting to flank those special units now. The Republic is looking pretty good. The Republic's looking pretty good, but the Separatists is ready to match that energy and try to hold them back. But secretly, the Separatists want to die. They want to lose. They want to kill as much space as possible so that when they send their squids and everything down through the land masses with the dead debris of their forces, that the Republic will not have enough to chase them through. This is only the beginning. And we have so much more to go. This is the end of round 2 Armada. We are now moving to round 2 of Xwing movement and shooting. Republic moving first with these V19s. Recorded about 4 episodes saying the wrong thing of like Delta 19s or whatever. No, these are V19. I think I was saying Delta 17s. V19s. Got it. It was funny because while rewatching these videos, I called these guys about 3 different names. This is for my own mental sake. V19s. For now on, I got it. It was so bad. Sometimes I call them Delta 19s, V19s. I call just everything but the right thing. Anyway, moving on. They moved up 4 going forward. Now, Separatists. Tri-droids went ahead and moved up 5. They're not within range 3 yet, but next turn in X-Wing, we're going to start seeing the first collision into what's necessarily the second phase of this battle. The start of the second phase of this battle. Because then we're going to do Legion at the back end. And then all 3 are going to go at once in tandem. This is only the beginning. These V19s right here went ahead and moved up as fast as they could. I believe it was a 4 maneuver. It was. And I almost said the wrong name already. I wanted to say something with 19. It's V... Lord have mercy. It's V19s. It is something with 19. Yeah. The guy with supposed dyslexia saying all the names of every ship out here while trying to remember all the different numbers. I'm being exposed. Anyway, let's move on to one of these Vulture droids. Vulture droids went 5 forward. I would do actions or whatnot. Technically, we could do barrel rolls and all that other good stuff and such. But nothing helps anyone with the actions currently for X-Wing. But next round, we'll start doing the actual actions after the movements. The Jedi Fighter went ahead and moved up 5 forward. Also known as a Delta 7. We're getting there. Now, we could have some combat if the Jedi Fighter went ahead and moved up 1 as a boost action. But then all of these guys would be able to shoot him. And he would probably not survive, to be honest. Vulture droid moving 5 forward. No actions as well. I'll tell you what, though. This guy actually could do a boost action. But he would get blasted by all these guys. And it just... it's a pretty good fleet comp against fleet comp right now. With these 2 lackeys coming in the back, but they're weighed down by a squadron each of B1 battle droids. Currently, we have some people that have registered the BB1s, and they will be on these dockets here, but I have not updated that roster yet. Here, I have the notes on the side, but I gotta print them out. They'll come out here soon, though, and whoever registers to be B1s will join the fight right inside of these gunships, and if they make past it, you will then be fighting directly on Legion territory. Both HMP gunships went ahead and moved up 3, keeping their unison in formation. But one thing that is going to happen, actually, is we are going to have 1 action be done this turn. The Tri-droids will release the Buzz droids. Yes, we're going from all different types of battling to now having the smallest, minute person, the Buzz droids on the battlefield. And all 3 will be releasing their Buzz droids at the same time. And what this does is after an enemy moves through or overlaps you, relocate to its front or rear guides. You are at range 0 of the ship. You cannot overlap objects this way. It cannot be placed to either set of the guides, and that ship suffers 1 damage. At your initiative, each enemy ship at range 0 suffers 1 critical damage. So basically, they're going to get stuck onto them, and then they have to be shot off. Well, guess what? We want that to happen. We want it to be latched on for these guys and then hold on for dear life to get shot off again. We put up a screen. They don't get onto these guys, but they'll get onto these guys. So basically now, the gunships have a clear path of going straight forward. They know they'll be protected, and this is a straight shot. With the path basically activated as extra guards in the front, these Delta No, these V19s are going to have an issue with coming in and swarming like they were probably planning to do from a side to side. Now they have to alter their course, because even if one of them passes over them, they will then connect with a buzz droid, and that buzz droid will most likely at least take out one of their ships. And they cannot afford to lose those ships right now. And with that, that is the turn number 2 of Xwing. Now we'll go over to Armada and move the 2 clones. Yeah. With that, this runner is going to be running here. And we're going to see if these guys stay up going vertically down, because that's a slope. The answer is yes. Impressive. Most impressive. From this point on, this one clone, by the way, will act as a separate unit. He is going to act with a turret unit. I still have to find a good turret card. I haven't found it online. I've seen some people talk about some Hoth turrets. If you know exact link for that card, send it to me or send me a picture of it, because I'd love to use it. I need something. And now this guy over here will go ahead. Well, shoot. Yeah, we'll just have him run right there. That might be even closer. Look at that. That guy's going to run right into that turret. No problem. One note I will make. I could push this guy all the way into the base, but then the fit is just a little bit too tight, and it scratches the base just a little bit, and I'd rather not do all the repainting like I did the first time I put them in the turrets. But, yeah, so that guy's in the turret, and now he is up ready for the defense against these incoming gunships. And maybe, just maybe, he might even be able to shoot out some of the squid droids if I come up with the rules before the squid droids come to this area here. And with that, that is the end of turn 2 of Legion. That is the end turn of 2 of Xwing. Turn 3 of Star Wars Armada. To save time, we have now more people than just Hobby Mini Painter as a Magna Guard. We also gained 1 ARC Trooper volunteer. We have a volunteer for the last group of Jedi fighters that are non-heroes. And we have these 2 guys that went ahead and joined into the fight underneath the Pelted class and the Acclimator. With that, let's begin the movements. First is Separatists. Separatists will move this guy first. Move, I mean really shoot. And for this, the first thing you do is you reveal your dial. He does squadrons. He can do that action. So with his squadrons, he may choose 4 squadrons, holy crap, to move and shoot first within a medium range arc. So the only downside is there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, these guys can do a relay with another one. So he can activate all 4 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them are going to go real quick and maybe clear some of these Republic forces. Let's get right into it. Holy heck. First is the Tri-Droids directly into... I'm going to just hit the Jedi. That is no damage to the Jedi. Alrighty, these into the ARC 170s. That is no damage, but the ARC 170s get a counterattack. Oh, that's the damage. That damage kills the Vulture droids. Somehow, oh, the ARC 170s are a little bit of a beast. Now, the Bell Bubble Lab things are going to go ahead and fight the V19s. I'm going to learn it eventually. I've messed up so much saying these one stupid fighters. But we'll get it. And now attack. That's good. Ooh. That's really good. That's 4 hits. Now the last group of Vulture droids against those same V19s. That's right. I'm remembering. Alright. Ooh, that's some dead V19s. They're gone. With that, though, that's a lot of these fighters already used up on this. So the Republic is just going to pound everything now, basically. So then the next part we do is the fighting action. He can shoot from 2 of his arcs. From the front arc and from the side arc. He is in no time to play. He is going to attack here to here with all of these dice against him. Which is that. So they cancel the crits. He can do a shield redirect. But he cannot do the evade because they're within range. So his shields are down and he takes the first crit of the game. Alrighty, basically he can no longer regain shields of failed sectors that have no shields on it. he's basically going to probably die here soon then. We'll sneak that right into there, and he has 3 health remaining. Now for the secondary attack from the side arc to his front arc, rolling 2 red dice. That is nothing, but he can retaliate, which he will. And we spin the salvo counterfire maneuver there. Actually, I take that back. He can only shoot black dice, and he's too far away for black dice for that counterfire. So it's better for him to wait till one of these guys attacks. Speaking of attacking, oh, we gotta still move that guy. There is so much to do with just one ship. We're 3 minutes in, and we've moved one ship. Morty went ahead and ran right into the small thing. Both will take 1 face down damage. Morty is just out here for blood. All that was one ship moving. Now let's move to the next ship, because we got a lot more. Taking one from the same playbook, this Acclimator ship goes ahead and does the squadron maneuvers as well. And he can command 3 squadrons of his own. So everything within a 1, 2, or 3. He'll probably do this one, maybe that guy. He will. These V19s are going to go ahead and shoot at these vulture droids. That is 1 hit. Oh, they have ability to roll 1 dice. Still nothing. Oh shoot, I forgot. These guys all had the 2 vulture droids had the same thing. So I'm going to re-roll 1 dice for each. First droids, nothing. Second droid, 1 thing. So when these guys were hitting these guys, 1 more damage applies. That's just cleaning up some old mess I forgot. Alrighty, these arcs to these Geno Grievous's ships. They're such a weird name. Like really, Belbalar? Blah. The Black Betties. We're just gonna go with it. These guys are the Black Betty ships. Anyway, Arc 170s into the Black Betties. Bam, balam. 1 damage. These V19s into these Vulture droids. Reroll 1. 2 hits to these Vulture droids. Alrighty, first attack, 3 red into his front. That is 2 crits and a hit. Really good. He may half the damage, removing 1 hit. He may redirect, which he will, and he will fire back. Firing back using 1 dice. Nothing. He's now down to 1 shield in his front firing arc. Now the secondary attack, which we will have his side arc to his side arc fight, which will be 2 red attack dice. 1 hit. He will choose to retaliate, but what? Nope, let's do blacks. Don't let retaliate. That's only 1 hit. We'll just take the hit. He is going to go ahead and use up his maneuver his maneuver token to go ahead and reduce his speed down to 1 for this turn, causing some conflict into here. Now it is Owen's turn. He will go ahead and use his 4 dice and use his additional command dice to go ahead and do another attack dice onto his side. This is 5 dice coming into the side, and it could have been better. And he will cancel his salvo attack, actually. He will redirect 1 to the back, which removes that. And then he'll take the crit through the side, leaving him down to 1 shield there. Owen going for blood this turn is doing 3 attack dice from his side to his front. And that is 3 hits and negate. He will negate this split half damage, which means all 3 hits will go right into him, and that is a 0 hull points for the front of him. 0 shield points, sorry. Owen dodging and weaving or whatnot just ran right into the enemy fighters as they're going through. Fighters don't take damage when big ships come around. They're easy enough to navigate, but Star Wars Battlefront 2 tells you a little bit different. I hit every big ship. This guy went ahead and revealed the squadron token, which is just basically this guy. And we're going to have these guys just charge into here and then attack. Blue and black. That's a damage. That's death. They kill the vulture droids in fighter-to-fighter combat. Bombers killed fighters. Look at that. Why don't you just love it? There we go. That's the deaths for this round so far. Now 2 red and a blue go into his front arc there. No, correction, into his side arc. He's going into his side arc there. That's 3 hits. So he did a redirect, he did a half damage, and he took 1 shield. He's now open on the side. Now he will do a side salvo onto this guy, which is a crit and a negate. The negate's not needed, but the crit will hit his shield. He'll go down to 1 shield on the side. And that's his movement. Alright, on his command token, he revealed a squadron maneuver. He will have these guys activate, rolling 2 dice. That is 1 hit onto these guys. Oh, they can re-roll. Still 1 hit. Alrighty, now we're looking at forward firing arc, forward firing arc, rolling 3, and that is 3 damage coming right into him. He has no shield, no nothing. He will take 2 damage, 3 damage, short-term memory loss from just looking from left to right. He is now only at 4 health remaining though. He looks at his secondary firing arc, and he can fire to it with 1 blue dice. Blue dice rolls. It's another hit. He's now at 3 life left. Slopping Badger is not looking good. He is getting the brunt of it, while the rest of his forces are still needing to go out and fire. Oh, this is rough for the Republic. And all of a sudden, if they lose this ship, they still have a good fire force, but they are in short-term disarray, really. That puts them at an interesting pace. We may need more Republic ships on the board. We may need these reinforcements to come out here sooner. And maybe, just maybe, I need to paint a little bit faster. This guy's not letting up either. This transport is showing this acclimator what's up. He went ahead and he's ramming them, causing 1 damage to each. But now he is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's at 2 life left. By the time this guy shoots, we will probably have a dead acclimator. The acclimators are going to protect their buddies. He reveals a squadron dial. And he's going to activate these bombers to go ahead and do a roll against this guy. And that is 2 hits to this guy. He will... Ooh. He'll do half. No. He might just take it. He's going to take the 2 hits. Alrighty, the next squadron he's going to activate is probably these guys right here. The V-19s are going to go ahead and attack these Tri-Droids. That is 2 hits. That is a dead group of Tri-Droids. Now he's activating the Jedi Fighters to go ahead and attack his front arc. That's a crit, but doesn't do anything because it's a fighter hitting those guys. But they can re-roll 1 attack dice, so that's a hit. This guy no longer has any shields in his front. This acclimator is going to use his front firing arc against this Magnificent's front firing arc, rolling 4 dice. And that cancel doesn't count. That's 2 hits in the crit to the Magnificent. And he has no defense tokens left. And his crit is while attacking, you cannot spend any negate icons, basically. Now we look at the firing arcs to see. That's a potential range in the front. Side firing arc with 2 red dice, but just slightly out of range. So that's all he can do, and now he has to move. And he moved up 1 and starting to turn to the slight. Maybe it would have been best to keep on going forward, but that's what we decided to do. We'll see how that works. Now it's Separatist's turn. Now Separatist will most likely use this guy back here to try to hit this acclimator. The Separatist went ahead, and this guy had a extra firepower, so rolling 4 attack dice. Oh, that's not right. All right, 4 attack dice into this guy's front arc. His front arc is 0. If he takes more than 2 hits, he is dead. That is 4 crits. He is dead. During upon this death, due to him being a named character, they will have a chance to roll a dice and see if they make it to an LAT in time to evacuate and maybe head back to the ground assault. Let's see what happens. On this dice, on a hit result, the LAT will be able to escape. That is a hit, and the LAT will spawn here with the people fleeing from his acclimator. Alright, bear with me, folks. The lamination paper is arriving literally tomorrow, but for right now, that'll be good enough. When we have to start spinning this guy, that's when the lamination paper is really going to be needed. But now we have an LAT on the battlefield. The acclimator passed away, and now this is trying to flee back, going this way to go help the ground forces, and maybe even some of the X-Wing forces as well. Ignore this is my death pile. And this guy's just a little wannabe. And we'll also place out this LAAT gunship. By the way, we'll make use of this. With inside this LAAT gunship, we're going to put one squadron of Phase 2s. The person who's commanding that ship will be the sergeant of that squad. Now, of course, aesthetic-wise, the only clones I have is the 501st. More funding, more troops, but for now, 501st is all I have, so it'll be one group of Phase 2 clone troopers heading back on that LAAT. He then went ahead and went up and moved 2. All of a sudden, the Republic forces here are starting to look a lot weaker. We need these reinforcements over here to start hitting the battlefield. Speaking of reinforcements, Republic got another donation, and dear God, it's a lot more fighters. Basically, it's double of what you see right here. That's right, basically times 2 of all that. That's what it used to cost, by the way, only $21. Now they're charging over like $100 per one pack of it. So stupid. But thank you for the donations. We now have more Republic forces on the way. My goal is to paint one of these Venators and get those guys out all within the next turn or two to come help this side of the forces out. Although if you're on the Separatist side, things are looking pretty good at this moment. With that being said, this guy revealed his dial and he had squadrons. These guys had all the squadrons already blue, but one squadron that's not is this new LAAT here, and he is engaged with this group of vulture droids already. Let's go ahead and see if the escaping LAAT can shoot down these vulture droids and then make its way out. They can go ahead and they roll 2 blue dice and 1 black dice. All they need is 2 hits and it's dead. That is 1 hit. Oh, look at this, Grit. You are not prevented from moving while you are engaged by only 1 squadrons. That's an awesome addition onto that, actually. So, they do 1 damage to this guy, knock him down to 1 health. But because they're only engaged with 1 squadron... Nope, they're engaged with 2. We have to kill one of these guys before they can go. Republic forces have a new mission, and it's to get this LAAT out of the battle and safe as safe can be. So the Republic now have to take out these fighters, which we're winning on the fighter front, but these ships are a nightmare. What's insane is this is only half the battle. We still have all that over there, but both forces are so focused on this one battle, they sleep. Then we're going to go into Armada Part 3 over there because of how crazy it is. And this is only the beginning of all of this, because then we got Xwing and then we got Legion, because every time one of these bigger ships die, they go. Every time one of these Republic ships die, they can possibly get some LATs for escaping out and then can go. And it's just the beginning. It's going to be so good. Anyway, back to it. Big boy shooting at smaller boy. So the only way this can kill this guy is if it's 2 double hits. Ooh, that's 1 double hit. That's 2 damage. He is down to only 2 life left, and then this guy's gone. Correction, this guy's only at 1 life left, actually. On the other side of the battlefield, this guy went ahead and revealed a squadron token. So he is going to have this guy, and then these guys move to engage there. Both flipping these over, and we'll roll the dice to see what happens here. First attacking group into that. 2 hits. Second group attacking into that. 1 hit. These guys are down to 1 health remaining. Firing from his front arc right into the Pelta class cruiser. 1 hit. Let's see what he can do to evade that. Out of all that, he'll just go ahead and take it, but he will do a salvo back to the ship with 1 blue dice. Returning fire. Nothing. Now side arc to front arc. 1 dice. Nothing. He went ahead and did a 2 forward, barely avoiding this Pelta class cruiser. Pelta is now activated and moved these 2 squadrons to overturn them to blue. First attack on the vulture droids with these V-19s. That's 1 hit. He's down to 1 health. Then second attack. He is a dead group of vulture droids. Those are now gone. And they went ahead and they clashed into each other, dealing 1 damage to each ship. Dreadnoughts being activated, revealing a squadron token, which is 4 of those guys. First group, tri-droids into these guys right here. the V19s. 2 damage, so he's at 2 health. And these guys into the same V19s. That's a dead group of V19s. V19s. I am saying it right. Yeah! Vulture droids now into the other V19s. 1 hit, down to 3 hull. Second group of V19s into those guys. That's another 2 hits. He's down to 2 health. This was supposed to be a semi-easy Republic victory, but it looks like the Separatists are really punching hard. And honestly, this is the side where I thought Republic would fail, not this side. We might need the other Venator to come sooner to help. Because, dear gosh, the clone army might just lose here. Let's continue. Alrighty. Big front arc to front arc. That is 2 crit, which he's able to cancel. Now from the side arc to his front arc, 4 dice. That is 2 crits and a hit and a negate. He'll negate the whole redirect. Alright, choosing 1 dice to reroll. And it's another negate, but that's okay. So then it's 2 to the front, so that's a hit and a damage to his hull. Basically, he can't shoot through other ships. He can only shoot at the ship directly in front of him. And he moves slide 3 to the left and just bullied the crap out of all those little fighters. But I'll tell you what, he just broke up that formation. First thing, by the way, I now have painted HMP transports now for when we need them. I have neglected all of these boys. This guy is next with a docket of these guys, but it's ongoing reinforcements. The question is, can the Republic survive in time? We also, by the way, have a few more extra people that have joined in the fight. And we have some that have joined in this LAT from this guy over here, Slapping Badger. And more names that joined the Phase 1 groups over this way for the oncoming battle. And as you know, now we have people along most of these ships. Anyway, let's begin. He reveals a squadron token. These V19s attacking these Tri-Droids. 1 hit. One shield point remaining, a hull point remaining. Would you just look at that boy? There's my boy. I love the paint job on him. Anyway, now 3 dice roll into this side arc. 3 hits. Good job. Although he has a lot he can do back at him. He'll half the damage. He'll to redirect 1 shield. But now he will fire his silo back at this guy with 3 dice. Looks like red, white, and black. Black. That was an American thing right there. Anyway. Oh my. Well, that's 2 damage and 2 crits. And he can't do anything about it. I was having a mental note. It was actually this guy that's firing, not this guy. So he can do a few things about it. He can negate the crits down to hits. And then he can redirect 1 hull point. So he's now at 0 hull points in the front and redirected 1 to the side. And he takes 1 damage. He uses his movement dial to go ahead and do a 3-speed maneuver, which gets him out of safety. He actually avoided that whole thing there. Impressive. He revealed a squadron token, but no squadrons around, so he'll reveal the squadron dial, so then he'll get a squadron token because there's no squadrons around. Yes. This guy has this guy in his range. He's going to go ahead and shoot at that side with all of these dice. That's... wow, 4 hits and a crit. I think I'm on drugs. These black dice are not in range, but they were blanks anyway, so never mind. Everything's fine. He will use the evade to force the attacker to re-roll a dice. Okay, still that. So the 2 hits go through, the shields go down, and then 2 crits go into him. Although it looked like one of those cards was deal an additional damage to you, which knocks him down to 4 health, and he has 4 hull. That is another dead Republic ship. No one else was in the firing range, so he went ahead and just moved up 2 forward. There we go. This guy went ahead and activated squadrons, but no squadrons were around that needed to be activated, so he is going to get a token. Primary firing arc into side firing arc. That is 1 hit and a gate, so that's 1 damage to the side of the hull. A secondary arc side to front over here. Nothing. He went ahead and moved up a slight one to the side, basically ready to start pummeling the dreadnought on the side. This guy's now going ahead and go. He's going to have these Vulture Droids attack these V-17s. God dang it, V-19s. Yes, I remembered. That's a hit. Now 3 red into the side arc of this Acclimator. 2 hits in the crit. He's going to half and then redirect. And then also he is going to use a silo as well. Nothing there. He's going to use his attack dial to, attack token to reroll. A crit coming back at him. He's going to use his evade token to force a reroll. Still a hit. Now secondary arc, side to side. That's negate. And this guy went 2 forward, going right past the LAT of Badger's surviving Acclimator. Well, the people of the surviving Acclimator, at least. This guy's up, revealing a squad token, squad dial, and he's going to move this guy over to here to fight these guys here. These are V-19s. V-19s against the Black Betties. 2 hits. 2 hits kills this guy here. The LAT is now free to move next turn. He is now able to start heading that way to help the ground forces. Tell you what, it's a shame that this guy's not a named person, because he is taking out some people now. 2 red and 1 blue against... Ooh, will that work? No. 2 red against front arc. Crit. And he has nothing to do to block it. And that is 6 health. That is a dead Magnificent. Owen is now gone. However, what is dead may never die. This was a bigger ship. A medium ship, actually. With the medium ship's death comes something bigger for the rest of them. The first squid has entered the battlefield through the wreckage of the Magnificent as it crashes down onto the playing field. Yes. It's the first squid. It's the beginning of the mid-game of the Siege of Kamino. And just like that, the Republic is now starting to look pretty good on this side yet again. Although, the Dead Magnificent will replace the Resin Magnificent over here. So now the Separatists is starting to build a second command army. Can they make it ready by the time of this battle report? We'll find out. He went ahead and did a maneuver like a slide 2 over to the right, avoiding the Dreadnought. Now it's this hard cell's turn, and he revealed a squadron token. And these Vulture Droids will attack the Arc 170s with 1 hit. This hard cell shooting the direct front of this Counselor cruiser. That is a hit and a negate. Negate. I don't know why I keep on saying negate. So that is just 1 hit to the front. Now into the side arc, 1 here to there. A hit. He'll go ahead and force a reroll. Now it's a crit. It's even worse. Well, he'll just lose the hull point then. Oh, the shield. Oh, by the way, the squid is commanded by Not War. He went ahead and pressed in directly 2 forward. He went ahead and revealed a repair action, but is not taking that action, storing it as a card. And he will attack this guy's frontal arc. No, he will attack this guy's side arc. Better yet, he will attack his rear arc. With that, he's going to go ahead and roll all 5 dice. Rear arc. That is 3 hits and 1 crit. So he can negate half of that. He can force a reroll. Force the reroll on the hit. Oh, same exact thing. Okay, so that's fine. And I don't believe you can redirect a shield on the place where you have no shields. That's 2 damage into the back. That guy's now at 1 health remaining. And he is going for the kill. 3 onto the 3. Roll the 3. Negate. So the shield redirect. 1 point for the shield. Oh, sorry. This was a damage. Anyway, 1 point for the redirect. But no. 1 point for the shield. 1 point for the hull. That is another dead transport of the Confederacy. I'll tell you what. This has been a battle of deaths in this one round. We're going to keep on continuing, though. Well, this is not even this round. This is just this video of this round. Oh, with his death, another squid. So now the second squid is out. I'll have to set their cards and everything up a little bit later. I got them there for a reminder. And now let's get the other squid out of here. Now keep in mind, actually, there's going to be more than 2 squids. So if you'd like to be a squid, let me know. And we can make that happen, because every time one of these separatist ships dies, another squid comes out. A quick dive into it. This is squid number 1. This is squid number 2. If one of these squids make it, basically all 3 of these units will make it onto this battlefield, being released 1 unit per turn. Now let's finish Armada, round 3. While we're talking about it, both these gunships right here have 1 squad of B1s each. Alright, number 4 Counselor has been activated, moved these V-19s over here. V-19s attacking bombers. That is 1 damage. 2 blue and a black to the side volley. 2 damage in the negate. Is choosing to do a redirect and then a re-roll. That's worse. Oh, sorry, correction. Range 1. He can't even evade even if he wanted to. Now side firing arc into him. Oh man, 2 hits in the crit. He's alive by 1 health. And he just did the hardest maneuver he could to ram into this guy, killing this hard cell, which will make another squid droid. However, I'm out of squid droids, so I make a reserve that one's coming in. And then first off, Separatists versus the V-19s. I'm gonna get 2 hits. That's a dead group of V-19s. It's a bomber dogfight. Another group of bombers versus the V-19s. That's another group of V-19s gone by bombers. Holy crap, Republic. This sucks. Alrighty, now Arc 170s into Vulture droids. 2 hits. That's a dead group of Vulture droids. Republic's coming back with a vengeance. Now these V-19s against these Tri-droids. 2 damage. It's a dead group of Tri-droids as well. That is all the Separatist movements for their fighters. Now we're just down the Republic, so the Republic will finish their attacks. V-19s to the side of this Dreadnought. No hits. V-19s to the back of this Dreadnought. 1 hit. And with that, that is the end of round 3 of Armada. Now let's move to Xwing, but first let's explain a couple of things. Let's move the dead first. Alrighty, so these 2 squids here, as a recap, have in these armies here, one led by Owen, the other here. Actually, let me apply some people to this. Alrighty, that's now better. So we got Owen, Logan, and Farquaad. Anyway, and high in attack helicopter as a B1 sergeant within these groups here, Group A, Group B. The Republic, seeing that these squids are a nuisance, has sent the reserve fighters, which is 2 V-Wings and 2 Headhunter prototypes coming down the line to help support. But this is the rest of the extra forces of Kamino's base and the Air Guard. The rest over here will have to come from Armada. So once they lose these forces here, it's a clean opening for all Separatists to pour in. Let's go ahead and begin and set these dials. One quick thing to note, these squids are fully set up with dials for shields, energy, couple different attack weapons, extra boosts, extra everything. So they are a kitted out squid. Now they can be kitted out more in normal X-Wing, but for big narrative play, that's a lot of cards to remember for one item. But they are literally my centerpiece of this board. Oh, and also just a reminder, those 2 gunships right there have a squad of each B1s as well. Keeping these roadblocks out for these guys, it's gonna be interesting. So revealing first, Tri-droids move 4 straight. That was actually really interesting. It just won over. That was kind of neat actually. And they will target lock the Jedi fighter. And yes, I'm using 1.0 target locks because honestly, I like the 1.0 target locks better. 2.0 is interesting because it goes to the numbers, but it also makes it harder to set up because then you have to find all the numbers, the right ones. This is easier. It doesn't get better than that. He went 3 forward, and man, I'm so glad I can play this game without forgetting what I was doing there. He barely avoided the side, barely avoided the front. That Jedi fighter has the Force with him for sure. Oh man, he's gonna get lit up. H&P Garen to get out of the way of the squid coming in. And he will target lock the Jedi fighter. Say it with me now. I'm one with the Force with me. I'm one with the Force with me. He better have the freaking Force. It's only going to get worse. One thing, he will focus because he needs it. These V-19s coming in with a vengeance to help defend the Jedi fighter, target locking the tri-droids. Now I'm getting really confusing. Xwing 1.0 and 2.0 side by side. Ooh. HMP goes 3 forward and will focus. Correction. Calculate. Other V-19s went ahead and moved 2 forward, going straight. They will also choose the target lock, considering that they are within range of hitting them. Vulture Droid doing the 2 slide to the right and target locking the V-19s. Headhunter doing the 4 forward or whatnot. And I would say he would focus, but really he's so far out of this battle. This is more like reinforcements coming in. So he's just there. These guys aren't going to do actions unless it's like a boost action. Droid going 2 slide to the left, thinking that these V-19s were going to go through the side path, but instead are choosing the path of difficulty between the tri-droids and the buzz droid. He is not within any arc, so he will go ahead and coordinate. Not coordinate, calculate. The other C word. To probably no one's surprise, this headhunter did 4 forward as well. By the way, one of them is a named person. Carrot Man? Carrot Man. And the headhunter. Now is the moment of the squids. Let's move their dials. And he went ahead and moved up 5, then spent 2 energy to move up an additional 2. They are not slowing down whatsoever. This is the first turn, and he's already made that much of a space. So let's think 1, 2, 3, turn around 4 turns of X-Wing, and we see the first squid into there. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like Armada might have a lot more reinforcements coming in. But we'll see. Okay, and reading the rules, these guys only have range 3, so they're out of range for right now. This guy went ahead and did a 5 forward from the corner of the there. Both squids have now moved and did the same extra bonus action to boost them forward as fast as they can across this to get to the base of Kamino. Honestly, the Republic forces only have 2 clone battalions. They're at the worst part they can be, and they have 4 B1 units with 2 Aqua Droid units and 2 Crab Droids incoming. We need the Republic to send some forces here soon. And once one of the squids lands and deploys all their troops, then they automatically get another squid because they already had another separatist ship die. Here comes the full invasion of the separatists, basically. Both V-Wings are actually able to do a boost action, and now that is movement of round 3 of X-Wing. Now shooting. Even though these tri-droids would normally shoot this Jedi fighter, they realize that they need to take out as many Republic ships as possible, and 1 Jedi is not as important as 3 V-19s in this battlefield. The tri-droids will shoot the V-19s in range 1, and these are all the dice. 3 times as many attack dice for the tri-droids, 3 times as many defense for the V-19s. Barely fits. Alright. See, well, that looks like a lot. So they do not have a target lock, so it's only 5 damage coming through. And the defenders do not have a focus because they target locked the enemy instead of focusing. So no evades and 5 damage. That is automatically 1 dead V-19, I believe. Let's look over here. That is 1 dead V-19 off the start. For those of you that play X-Wing, you know that these are critical hit icons. But for what Noble Struggle uses, these are icons of people that shot. So I do not lose my sanity when trying to remember all of this. So those guys shot. Something looks out of place. Now the V-19s are shooting at the tri-droids. They do have a target lock though, so they can re-roll, but that's a ton of evades. I love X-Wing. That's interesting. 2 eyes, only 1 evade. They do have a target lock so they can re-roll these. Let's see what happens. 2 damage. This was your opportunity, and you do 2 damage? That's only 1 guy down to 1 life. That's it. We're trying, Republic. We are really trying. Alrighty, 1 Soul Vulture Droid versus 1 V-19. That is 2. Wow. Okay. It's both shields gone on one of the V19s. Separatists, you are just coming in full blast. And the Republic is just having a hard time responding to this. Holy crap. 1 minute left. Gotta go fast. Alrighty, next big attack. V19s and the Tri-Droids. Skadoosh. Reroll with target lock. Enough damage to do one through, killing the Tri-Droid. That's one gone. HMP versus Jedi Fighter. Evaded. Other HMP versus Jedi Fighter. Everything's okay. Last but not least, Jedi Fighter and the Tri-Droids. 2 hits, one there. Yeah. He will use Force to turn that to hit. So that's 2 hits onto the Tri-Droids, leaving one Tri-Droid at full health and one at 1 health. Not a bad roll if I do say so myself. They went ahead and revealed that the crit was gaining an Ion token, so their next move is an automatic 1 forward no matter what. That's not that bad. Anyway, this is round 3 of Xwing, and that is everything there. We will start with Legion next, and then go into turn 4 Armada. The big movements for this is this one runner doing a 2 movement like this. That's close enough. And he goes to right there. That's Star Wars Legion! Alright. Once there's more enemies there, then we'll know more. They're in good defensible positions at this time. Actually, you know what? These guys are. They're blocking that. These guys aren't. Potentially. Should I move them up there? It's hard. These guys can cover the command post here. And I think I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep them there. And let's go into now Star Wars Armada turn 4. See, one thing I want to kind of avoid when doing all this is I'm going to do a little bit of explanation, because this video is already going to be cut in half with Armada and Legion. I thought about stopping more for one video there and just making that the Legion video, but that's like a short. That's like less than a minute. If I do this part with this and just marry in tandem and just keep on rotating through, then every video you're guaranteed 10 minutes of action, fighting, and everything else. I think that's the way I'm going to keep on doing it. So without further ado, let's make 30 minutes happen in 3, 2, 1. I'm really glad I looked at my stuff first. During this huge battle and everything else, I realized I still have to do 2 people to attack. Holy crap. So I'll do this. This is actually reel it back. Instead of 4, we're back to 3 to finish off these 2 cruisers that still need to shoot. Anyway, we're going to shoot them. Phase 3 just couldn't get enough of it. They wanted more to happen, so 2 more. That's it. Then phase 3 is done. Then go into 4. Yes. Already revealed the squadron token dial. No squadrons to move, so he will get a token instead. He is within range 1 there and rolling all 3 front attack dice, which is a hit and crit, and he has a attack token to allow a reroll. That is 2 hits in the crit. That explains why this guy never even got hit. Anyway, we'll make that into 3 hits. We'll go ahead and take away one of those hits, and then we'll go ahead and fire back at him. And with those 2 hits, we'll make 1 hit go to another shield. Attack dice firing back at to this guy. Oh my god. Ouch. That's 2 crits and 2 hits. He can't redirect shields because he can't evade because it's in 1-2. So that's a dead ship. In the arms of an angel, far away from here. Anyway, back into the action. We're going to roll this dice here. On a hit or crit result, an LAT will spawn here, and some clones can scatter away. Let's see. They all perished. Brutal. I swear, round 3 is the bloodiest turn we have seen yet. And we still got this guy to go ahead and shoot at somebody else. We'll just have him shoot the side arc or something. Gosh, this is insane. Alright, this guy revealed a squadron token. He's going to go ahead and use his front firing arc to fire the side of this guy. A negate and a hit. He is open. We will go ahead and that will be one shield damage. Now with the side arc to that same part. That's another hit. That's a hit onto this guy there. That's better. That's livable. Alrighty, and he used his maneuver dial, well, his maneuver token to speed up and do a 3 in a cock to the side kind of manner, going right in between the two of these guys right here. With that, that is now officially the end of round 3. Now that those all ships are done. Now, setting dials in a flip of 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, all the dials are set, and now it's Republic's turn to go for it first across the board. First one that goes the Acclimator, and he will go ahead and use his maneuver dial to move up to speed 2. And now we'll begin the fighting. Primary arc and the side arc, 3 dice, 3 hits. He cannot negate that. He can do this one to turn it to 2 hits and redirect fire, but that will leave him at 6 health. Salvo firing back. It's a hit and a crit. He will go ahead and evade those and then redirect. And then salve. No, he can't salvo with salvo. That's right. Alrighty. Can he fire from his side arc? Oh, that is so close, but he cannot. It's barely just out of range. It goes right into... Yeah, that's... I'm not going to be able to count that. That's into the same side arc. Well, same side arc. Duh, never mind. He's from the side is going to shoot to that part right there. 2 red into the side. 3 hits. Holy crap. He is now at 3 life remaining. Then he moves 2 slide forward. Now CIS's turn. They are going to use this guy. And now we're going to see whether they're going to blast the heck out of this Pelta or the Acclimator. He went ahead and did a repair token, which gave him 4 engineering points, which recovered 2 shields on the side. He is now back up to being functional again. And now he'll roll from his side silo into the Venator's front, only because everything else is going to attack that front as well. That is 3 crits and a hit. All front shields on the Acclimator are now gone. Now he will fire with a return silo of 1 red and 1 black dice to the Dreadnought. That is 3 hits. He will redirect one of those hits. And now goes back down to 0 yet again. I swear, this guy, if he didn't do engineering, he would have been just dead. That would have been it. He would have been gone. But the command of the Separatists knew about that and executed it very well. I think it was more like right there. I should have put the things down. Anyway, moving on. Now front arc directly into Pelta using 5 attack dice. Ooh, very good. He will use his 1 attack token to re-roll dice. Shoot. So he took away half the damage, which is good. And is redirecting 1 shield. He's now 1 shield in the front. That is the end of the... Oh, I still got to move the Dreadnought too. The Dreadnought went ahead, and instead of committing his full movement forward, he went ahead... Wait, blurry. There we go. Instead of committing his full movement forward, he ticked 1 and purposely rammed into the Pelta ship or whatnot, because otherwise he might have went off the edge next turn. This Dreadnought is now down to only 2 life remaining. The Venator is going to go next. He reveals a movement dial, which he's going to reserve as a token for now. And he will unleash his forward volley into this hard cell. That's rough. That's 6 damage and a crit. What can he do against that amount of hate? Oh, he can half the damage. Oh my gosh. Oh, so what is that? That's 7. So he can remove 3 of that. Then he can redirect 1 shield. Oh, shoot, wrong person. It's this guy. He can still half the damage, which is fine. And he can still redirect the shield, but he cannot evade. The card he got for the crit was your opponent can choose 2 different zones of shielding and then remove 1 shield. This guy now has no shields on any side of him. He went ahead and did a 1 slight. He is ready to demolish everything. Alright, this Magnificent over here is going, and he revealed a squadron dial first. The Black Betties against the V19s. 4 dice. Coming in hot. 2 damage. Vulture Droids now into the same V19s. Another 2 damage. Those guys are now both activated and gone for this turn, but these guys are only down to 1 health remaining. If the Separatists can get another fighter to go ahead and do a volley into that, which I don't think they can, actually. That's so close to being another good win for the Separatists. Speaking of which, side arc into front arc. Let's go. No shields. 4 damage. That is so good. He has 1 reroll with a token. Oh my gosh! 6 damage! That's insane. That's a dead cruiser. Dude, they just got annihilated. Oh my gosh. He's gone. Shoot. This is so rough. Now front arc and the acclimator. That's negate, crit, and a hit. He has nothing, so the hit will go through, and then the crit. If a whole zone has no remaining shields, you cannot recover shields. Yep. Okay, sounds good. He's now the 5 life remaining. Oh, no, I gotta move this guy first. He went ahead and did a very janky maneuver, but still is able to do it, which is so weird. Alrighty, when we come back, this guy will go ahead and attack there, and hopefully we'll get a big Dreadnought kill, but we will see. So, this guy will go ahead and take his turn, and he's choosing to do a attack action, well, not attack action, but extra firepower towards his attack. He'll roll 4 dice into the side arc of this Dreadnought. Oh, it's gonna be a good one. He will turn his crit to hits. But even then, that is 6 damage coming to him. He is on, what was that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? He's just dead. That is a dead Dreadnought at the very beginning. But that means another squid. Eventually, because I only have 2 squids. It's close. I'm going to get clones first for the extra funding, but then the other extra funding will go into these squids. Dear God, at this battle rate, we're we're going to need a lot of them. This guy goes bye-bye. Proud of you. Frosted Hank. That's right. Also known as Faithful. Gotta have a little bit of faith. Although now that this guy's here, now I don't have to paint this guy. He can just go into my eventually pile. No. That means that the Separatists are basically almost ready to launch their extra forces to join. I just gotta paint these guys at some point. We might be getting close, and I might just go ahead and have to paint that guy and then re-release the extra waves of Armada into this game. He went ahead and did a 1 slide forward. Now this Dreadnought will go, revealing an engineering token, allowing him to repair 2 shields. All this into front firing arc because he can shoot from there to there. Let's go with it. That is not the best roll I've ever seen. He's going to negate the shield redirect. Correction, there was no shields, so he's going to negate the cancels. And that is 4 damage to him, which will kill this guy, actually. Man, okay, not bad. With all that, let's go into a little bit of narrative explanation. This is Anakin Skywalker's Venator right here. This was his final first part. General Kenobi, though, is with them. General Kenobi's Venator is out over there getting repaired, coming out to the battlefield here soon, along with then General Yoda's Venator as well. While those guys are underway fighting in the other battles that are commencing side by side, and we're seeing this one narrow strip of the Siege of Kamino. After they are done with their battles, they will be joining along with the same thing of the Separatists. So it's not just me adding more people, it's me adding people that are in other battlegrounds fighting. And people that are donated are then joining to this fight. Currently, we have 2 Hyena Bombers, a Dreadnought, and a Magnificent ready in the CIS, but they're waiting for something else. They're waiting for more. On the Republic side, they really only have a group of Jedi fighters reserved for Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan, 2 LAATs, but those are kind of reserved for using for when the ship dies. Speaking of which, I need to roll dice. Alright, rolling dice for the ship that just died. If on the hit, then you get an LAT. Inside this LAT is another squad of Phase 2 troopers. But here it is. As long as ships keep on funding into this, the battle will keep on continuing. But there's going to be a limit. There's going to be a thing where donations stop and everything else. And there's going to be one big surprise that comes through, which is another new ship. Anyway, though, that's enough talking about the narrative. Let's get back into the action. This guy still has to shoot again. He is not even done with his turn. He is going to go ahead, front arc to front arc, all these guys. That is 4 damage in the crit. That 4 damage in the crit will go ahead. The 4 damage will take out all the shields, and then the crit will go through hitting him or whatnot. You can no longer attack at long range. That's going to suck. And he can't recover any hull ship shields anyway. With that, the Dreadnought went ahead and did his one move, but ended up bumping the Acclimator. Both will take a damage card. Now this Acclimator will go, revealing an engineering token. He has 4 engineering, so he can recover 2 shields over here. Now in a full fury or whatnot, he will go ahead shoot at rear arc from where he's at with all of these, leading to that, which is 2 crits and 2 hits. He will half the damage, and he will redirect 1 and counterfire. The counterfire has a crit to this guy, and he will just redirect that 1 shield. Now from the secondary arc onto here, these 3 dice, that is 3 damage in the crit. He now has no shields in the rear and side. So your opponent may either reduce your speed by 1 or choose a new command on your top command dial, then flip this card face down. And I'll reduce his speed down to 1 to make sure he tries to stay within our arcs as much as possible. He's now at 5 life left. This guy's going next and revealing an extra firepower, doing 4 attack dice towards the Venator. Reroll. That is 6 damage coming to the Venator. I swear I can count. That's 5. I know. We will half that. We will redirect 1. We will take the 2 shields, and then we'll fire back. We need 3 damage. This guy dies no matter what we do. No! Nothing! Alright. The hard cell's still alive for now. We didn't like that, so we used this guy to ram right into this guy. With 1 damage applied to both. He's revealing a squadron, which allows him to move 1 squadron. He is actually moving in and focusing down on the LAT. 2... Okay, that doesn't count for the crits, but they have reroll because they're next to 1 swarm. 2 hits onto the LAT. The remnants of Badger's squad is having to leave pretty quick. They might get outgunned, but I think he's going to be able to make it. Both of them should be able to make it to Xwing side, but we will see. Firing from the front arc into the Venator, 3 dice. 2 canceled crits for just normal. You might as well just take the damage of the 2 shields. The Venator is now down to no shields in the front. They're going to have to fix that if they want to carry on. Otherwise, a lot more people are going to have to start evacuating and get into safety. Because in the side arc, nothing. Counselor Cruiser went ahead and activated these Y-Wing bombers. They will go ahead and hit this guy from behind. 1 black dice. That's a hit. That guy's now at 2 health remaining. Shooting from side arc to main arc. Side arc. 2 hits in the crit, and he cannot evade. He cannot move his shield. He can reduce it by half, but that's still reducing by half. Only cuts down 1 because you round up, so that's 2 damage, and he has 5 hull, so he's still okay. The crit is discard articles. You cannot have any command tokens. That's okay. All right, 1 health remaining. And the GC Counselor did that guy, basically, which is kind of insane, but he's basically coming around, getting ready to take out this hard cell. Honestly, both these hard cells are in pretty much of a pincer. This guy is doing some work against this Acclimator, though. Now, for the last part of this video, this destroyer goes ahead and reveals a engineering token, but he has no hits onto him. He is blurry. So he's just going to get a token to the side. So he is going to go ahead and activate one of his side squadron tokens to use these Black Betties against these V-19s. That's a dead group of V-19s. 4 attack dice from front firing arc. This front firing arc. That is only 2 damage. Could have been a whole lot worse. You will half that and then counter fire. Nothing. So side arc into front arc. Rolling. Negate basically. And now he'll move. And that is the movement for Just Me Waffle. Looks like the last Pelta class has to go ahead and fight. He's doing an attack action. Well, extra damage action. If we're being proper, it's called concentrate fire. Anyway, back to the action. These transports are not giving up. Shooting this Magnificent into the back. Who is that guy? Shib. And then who is this guy? Words? Yeah, whoever that is. Let's begin. That was 5 damage. He has 1 hit already to him. That's another dead ship. Holy crap, Confederacy. Oh my gosh. Well, that was impressive. This side was supposed to lose. This side was supposed to win. But somehow the Republic didn't get the memo whatsoever. But things are still shaking out. Now from his side arc to that side arc, 1 dice. This guy's a heavy hitter. So he went ahead half the damage and now doing a salvo fire back at him. Salvo fire. Crit. He is spinning an evade to cause a reroll. There you go. Just for the record, that's another squid. So now they have 3 squids incoming. And the Pelta class decided to move 1. Actually move up 2. Republic is looking pretty darn good, actually. At first, it was pretty bad, but they're starting to get cleaned up a little bit. Now into the fighters. Republic goes first since it's a blue phase. V-19s and the Vulture droids. These ones, not these ones. That is a kill. These Vulture droids are gone. The LAT now move freely. Then across the battlefield, these V-19s versus the Vulture droids. That is 1 hit. Bombers versus V-19s. 2 hits. These bombers are doing some work. Then these Vulture droids over to these V-19s. That is no damage. Now which Republics go. These V-19s will go ahead and move into these and intercept. And these ARC 170s will shoot at these Vulture droids. That is no damage. Now Separatist turn. They will use these Vulture droids against these V-19s. That is 2 damage. And then the bombers against these V-19s. That is 1 damage. Squadron Rise, the Separatists aren't doing bad over here still. They got a lot of cleanup to do. Alright, V-19s, the Vulture droids. Let me reroll 1 dice. That is 1 hit. V-19s, the bombers. That is 3 hits. Oh, that's a dead group of bombers. They're gone. Looking across the board, there is no more Separatist ships that can shoot, so now it's only going to be Republic from now on. V-19s, the bombers. No hits. Lieutenant Badger moving through the surviving ships and heading towards the ground of Kamino. This ARC 170 is shooting at these Vulture droids. That is another hit. Bombers go to hit the front of that. Nothing. The group of Jedi fighters moving to intercept the Vulture droids. V-19s to the side. That is 1 hit. And with that, that is the end of the round of 4 for Star Wars Armada. Let's move into movement of Xwing. Might not be able to do shooting though, but at least movement. Alright, the dials are all set. We're going to Xwing movement. And the first guy that's moving is these V-19s, making a hard 2. And they are going to go ahead and focus. One thing to keep in mind of Xwing is a little bit different. Your movement and action is not, well, your movement and shooting is not within the same phase. This one, everyone moves and then everyone shoots. Alright, this droid went ahead and did a slight 2 and then a calculate action. The V-19s went ahead and did a slight 1 and will target lock this HMP. Alright, with this, the guy can choose to calculate or with stressful maneuver, well, with stressful action, or do nothing. We will do the calculate with a stress token, because otherwise he might just die. Speaking of stress, this Jedi fighter went ahead and did a 5 forward and a turnaround. Looks like the Republic made a misplay, and the Republic was mentally thinking that these Tri-Fighters would do something sneaky, but instead they forgot they were ionized from last turn, only moving 1 forward. And now the Tri-Droids are right on top of the V-Wings. God dang it. Where did V-Wings come from? V-19s. Those are V-Wings. They will go ahead and calculate. Headhunters moving up forward, trying to cover the rear. Is that in range? Let's see. That is not in range. They have no boost action, so they will only focus, but I doubt they'll be needed this round. The secondary headhunter went ahead and did the 4 upwards and the focus. This HMP went ahead and did a slight 2, now setting direct course to head straight forward, and did a calculate because he's not in range of anything else. The V-Wing went ahead and moved 5 forward, casually going through and doing a focus, getting ready to fight this Vulture Droid. To absolutely no one's surprise, this guy pushed 5 forward, and he'll do a double focus. This V-Wing over here went 5 forward and focused. This squid moved up 5, target locked these V-19s and focused. Now on the shooting phase, Republic has the initiative still because it is on an even number. It's number 4. So, alrighty, that is all these dice for V-19s versus the HMP. That is a bit of damage. They have the target lock, so they'll re-roll these 3 dice here. That is another 2 more hits. So the evade is canceled out by this, and that's 2 hits and the crit. 2 hits and 2 crits. So that's all shields popped and 1 crit. Try droids versus the V-19s. They do have 2 calculates. But this guy has a focus, so those go to evades. In total, that's 3 damage to these V-19s. This guy's now at 1 health, but they're still kicking. Jedi Fighter to HMP. That's 3 damage to the HMP. He is now at 1 health remaining, and that would be a decent win, causing these B1s, they have to go back over here, and they won't be able to hit Kamino if they go ahead and knock this guy down 1 more hull point. Vulture Droid to V-19s. That's 1 dead V-19. And the next one took a shield. V-Wing onto a Vulture Droid. Oh, that's good. That and that. But a calculate there, so that token's gone. Those 2 tokens are gone. That's 1 damage to the Vulture Droid. Alright, HMP 2 Delta 17s. Using the TAR. Moving on. V-Wing shooting Vulture Droid. Interesting. Vulture Droid now shooting V-Wing. Interesting. Squid to V-19s. He will do a target lock reroll. Okay, that is 1 damage to the V-19s. And now this squid to the same V-19s. Wow, 1 more hit. Nope, that's an eye. Oh, well, he has an eye, so, yep, 1 more hit. These guys only have 1 more health left, at least one of them does. It's only 5 in total. Now that is everybody that moved and shot within this. We have one last thing. These 2 squids get to do 1 more action during the end phase. This squid droid moved up 2. And this squid droid moved up 2 as well. But keep in mind now, this is the 2nd turn these have been on the battlefield. And there's no damage to them. The Republic are tied up by the fighters right now. These guys have 20 health. It's going to be rough. Or Republic is going to need to send some reinforcements. But that is the moving and shooting for X-Wing round 4. And I'll see you guys next time in I might as well do Legion. Legion's just right here. 1 moment. This guy ran right into the little part right here. That's right. He's now in the turret. Congratulations. Legion is now done. Round 4. Because no Phase 1 troopers have died, they do not get additional reinforcements just yet. Armada, round 5. We're not doing traditional. We're going to go beyond round 6, by the way. But the table might look different, and now let's talk about those differences. The first difference is the Separatist group has brought in another Dreadnought and another Magnificent, and 2 groups of HMPs and 2 groups of Hyena droids, and a group of the Black Betties, because I cannot say their name for whatever reason. The Republic has brought in their auxiliary forces as well after fighting in other battles side by side. Imagine this, like 5 tables this way, 5 tables this way. But these are the victors. So the Republic has brought in 2 squadrons of V-19s, 2 squadrons of Delta 7s, 2 squadrons of ARC 170s. Correction, and then 2 squadrons of Y-Wing bombers and a Venator class Star Destroyer. Now, with that being said or whatnot, we have a request for this general to go into this ship. For right now, that is not going to be the case. But this guy, once they get close, they will swap. For right now, though, this will be a special honor. This will be Specialist Johnson's ship. He will be a part of our crew and a part of this game. Without that, we have one more group of people to talk about. The Republic has decided that the onslaught of Separatists is going to amass, go past the X-Wings, and take over the base if they do not stop it. So what they are sending is a squadron of 3 Jedi... edit this part out real quick. A little bit. The Jedi are sending 3 Jedi fighters, commanded with Anakin, Ahsoka, and a generic Jedi fighter for right now. Kenobi is going to stay back in the Venator and help with the siege and the fleet battle or whatnot. Alongside these two, these are going to be 2 docked troops. One of them is commanded with a group of Phase 2 and 2 arcs. And then the other in this LAAT is going to be Rex, Fives, Echo, and a squad of 5 ARC troopers along with them. They are going to bring in the heat for the Republic and try to help clean up any of that mess that comes through. Without further ado, let's begin. There's also an LAAT over here that does have another squadron of just Phase 2 clones. But, hey, you know, they're going to also try to come help as well. But I only have 2 models, so we will see. Anyway, Phase 2, Jesus Christ. Phase Round 5, Armada, let's begin. And dials, tokens, and shiny things in the 1, 2, 3. By the way, while I'm setting these up, yes, this is a homebrewed card that I self-laminated, and this is the fully homebrewed base with a self-laminated template and a 3D printed base and a 3D printed self-painted Venator class Star Destroyer. That's right, Armada's not dead. Alright, the dials are all set. It is a red phase, so the Separatists will go first because red's the bad guys, and we'll have, I believe, Just Me Waffle and the Destroyer go first, looking for some blood. With this, he'll be shooting into the side arc, into the Acclimator, and he revealed a concentrated fire that was in the roll an additional dice, so 5 red dice, side of Acclimator. That's a lot of hits. And he used a half damage and a redirect, and he'll take the 1 shield loss and then the crit. The crit forced this guy to change his command. It went from an extra attack to now just a basic extra movement of changing speed. Now side attack into the side yet again, 3 dice. That is 2 crits and 2 hits. I'm on drugs. Apparently I went ahead and flipped these 2. I needed to flip these 2. I'm going to do a return fire with them. Returning salvo shot. Is negate. Alright, come back to here with 2 hits and 2 crits. Now, one thing that I learned, thanks to you guys in your comments, is that you can spin these actionable dials once, and it gets rid of it for the rest of the game. This is where this guy is going to do that. He's going to get rid of that token. It's gone. But half of that damage is now gone as well. So these 2 here are gone, and it's only down to the 2 crits. It looks like that's a major hull damage, though. Well, shield damage. So basically, the biggest side with the most shields is completely gone. And then up to 2 lose 1 shield each. After all those go through, this Acclimator has no shields around any of its points. It's severely weakened. And it only has 4 life remaining. That's only the first fight. He still has to move. With that movement, he moved tick up 1, tick up 2, and now is resting there. But I'll tell you what, the Republic's going to have a hard choice. Do they focus on left or focus on right? There's a destroyer that's sneaking around about to obliterate these Peltas, Acclimator, and the Counselor Cruiser. This is getting interesting. I love the idea of these reinforcements coming in. They added just a new dynamic. Right when you think you understood what's going on, you just throw in some more ships and you say, good luck. These guys on the battlefield, these guys are the veterans, and they are realizing that even when you have veterancy, sometimes the chaos of battle can throw you a curveball. Alrighty, this acclimator here, commanded by General Stryker, is going to use a squadron maneuver, activating 2 squadrons. It's going to be the Y-Wings and these V-19s. Alrighty, Y-Wings into the front, 1 dice. That is 1 hit, 1 shield loss. V-19s going ahead. V-19s. V-19s? That's 1 hit as well. I've played almost 12 hours of this game. It's V-19s. That's right. Gosh. Anyway, 1 damage to the front. He chose to redirect from the side, considering that this acclimator is about to just pour into him. This acclimator is not messing around. Front to front, all these. So he spent his half damage and he used his negate crits. So now he's down to just 3 basic hits, which then just boils down to 1 extra crit damage. Well, 1 extra normal damage. Now he will return salvo back to the acclimator. I'll fix all that. I one-handed anyway. Returning salvo back to acclimator. That is a negate and a hit. General Stryker is now at 2 life remaining. From the side, he shoots at this hard cell with 2 red dice. That is 1 crit. He's at range 2, asking for a reroll. That is 2 hits. That doesn't help him. He will half the damage and then take the 1 hit. And at the speed he's on versus the distance he can go, they are stuck, interlocked, and both now take another damage. General Stryker is going out, guns blazing, and just battering ramming into this dreadnought. Rewind real quick. I forgot that he had a dial, and it showed the dial, and now it's engineering. Engineering's at 4. He can recover 2 shields. With recovering 2 shields, he will go ahead and repair the 2 damage. So he's actually at 4 health. A little bit more survivable. We'll go into it next. With that front arc to front arc, Dreadnought into Acclimator, he is firing back. And that is a bit of damage. The 2 negates went ahead and turned him down to having nothing available unless he wants to spend it for good. And that's 2 damage and a crit. As it stands, that would be death, so he has to do something. He will spend this to now be 1 damage and a crit. And he will also spend this to do a returning fire silo as a final act of defiance. He will roll blue and red. That is a negate and a crit. Everything's already negated, so the crit will go through. So when he deals damage or runs into another ship, he gets an additional damage. He is at 5 hit points now. Going back to this, a hit and a crit. And the crit, deal 1 face down damage card to your ship, then flip this card over. With that, he has now lost 7 health. This is a dead acclimator. Now, General Stryker may have a chance to get into an LAT, but he has to wait till more LATs are available. So we will put him over here and make a note that once an LAT comes available, we will see if he spawns again. And with that, the chaos of this battle is raging on. We are in the middle of round 5, and I will see you guys in the next one where we continue. That was only like 3 ships, and we have like about 15. Let's continue and get into it. As a Republic player, I'm hoping this guy dies pretty soon. As a Separatist player, we're starting to get a sneaky set. We have a destroyer coming behind these transports. We have a dreadnought coming behind our Venator. Honestly, the Republic really needs to pull off some good, solid kills in this round. Otherwise, their left and right flanks may look in trouble, and they may need the additional 2 Venators over there to get their bases here sooner. Real quick, don't want to go on a tangent, but some people asked me, are we replicating the show? And the answer was, not exactly. But we are running with our own kind of narrative for it. We could have replicated the show 1 for 1, but in the way everything's shaking out, we are going to have a slightly altered version. We know that, we are accepting that, and we are moving on with that. In this alternate version, we have a painted Ahsoka Tano now, which, honestly, she's probably the best painted one out of them. Ignore Obi-Wan's face. That was my beginning of my painting journey. Let's go ahead and spotlight that for a second. I need a rotating Lazy Susan or something. But yeah, so she's fully painted, ready to go. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. So this guy's going to go ahead and go. He's doing Concentrate Fire, which gives me an extra dice. This is 4 dice, frontal arc to frontal arc. His frontal arc's at 0. That is 2 crits and negate. He will negate the negates. And this guy will now do a half damage. And he now has a card that does not let him spend exhausted tokens. Alrighty. So basically when they turn red, he can't spend those anymore. They're already gone. Well, they're not gone, but he can't do like that. Now, being upset, he is doing a salvo fire back to this hard sell. That is 2 negates and a hit. They went ahead, everything's now negated, and he took 1 hit. He's down to 1 life left. And the only maneuver he could do to get out of the way was a slight 2 forward and barely misses it, saving his life. Alright, the Venator's going next. 2 dice to the front of this guy's ship. 1 negate, that's it. And from the side to the back, he's going to make sure that he gets it. He's using his concentrate fire, by the way, for an additional dice. That is 4 damage. And he will spend this to make it 2. But even at that, that is 1 dead hard cell. And with the dead hard cell, makes another falling squid droid. Oh, and real quickly, if you guys are wondering and you see aqua droids and other things around besides the clones staying where they already are, that was just me and my daughter playing when she's over here or whatnot. Those guys will go back to that table or what. But for now, we're not touching Legion for a couple of videos, so this is fine. The Venator went ahead and did a 2 forward. This hard cell went ahead and activated Squadron, so these Vulture droids will go ahead and attack these V-19s real quick. That's 2 hits. Bombers into the Venator. That's nothing. Front arc into Venator. That's 3 damage. Which, because of this card, he cannot do anything there because he has no shields in the front. So that is just 3 direct damage to the Venator. That hurts. This guy is now at 4 life remaining. Back shot to this guy. That's a hit. And he's choosing just to take the shield. No matter which way this guy goes, he is stuck ramming into the Venator. So with that, he is going into it and both are dealing a damage. That, though, is the end of this guy right here. The Venator, commanded by Luke Powell, is now down to only 3 health remaining in this slaughter of a fight on the side. This Pelta-class cruiser over here is choosing to do a squadron token to have this squadron attack this squadron. Damage. He's at 1 health remaining. And he used the maneuver dial to show him a movement action, so now he's at 2 speed. But with his front firing arc, he will fire into the side here, which will do 3 damage. He will then go ahead and half that damage to only 2, and he will redirect 1 shield. From the side to the front, that's a hit and crit. There's nothing he wants to do about that just yet, so that's 2 shields gone from the front. And the Pelta went ahead and did a slight 2 maneuver or whatnot, trying to regain up to some forces over here. One new thing we're implementing is these pass tokens. Separatists, because they have 3 less ships than the Republic, now have the ability to pass a turn rather than to take it. This basically just allows them to be a little more strategic on the battlefield, mainly because now we have people that are engaged, not engaged, and other things of that sort. Speaking of which, the Separatists will pass for this turn. One slight correction. I had a dead card over here, removing him. So they only get 2 pass tokens. Ah, shoot. Another correction on the correction. This guy's dead too. I forgot. He just literally died. So they only have 4 ships. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. So they do have 30 pass tokens. And with that real quick, Separatist has 4 main ships. Republic have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 main ships. Even with their additional 2 reinforcements. This is an interesting part. It looks like the Republic is going to have an easy victory in Armada, but this is not where they win. It's Xwing and Legion where the victors will come from. So let's move on in. Alrighty, this acclimator is showing a squadron dial, and now it's time to clean up. V-19s versus Vulture droids. 1 damage. They're still alive. Other V-19s in the Vulture droids. They're dead. Arc 170s into Vultures. 1 hit. They're still at 2 life. Now side firing arc and the front firing arc. A hit and crit. He will force a reroll on the crit. That's nothing, so just 1 hit goes through. And with that, everything else is fighting and or out of range for this guy to be able to hit different targets. So now he'll just move. And he used this old one token for maneuver, so now he's down to 1 speed. Trying to slow down, because if he rushes right in, he will just get bombarded by these guys. And Separatist is doing a pass action. The new Venator, commanded by Johnson, will go ahead and do his squadron maneuvers. Until moment, repair action. Which he has nothing to repair, so he'll just put that to the side for now. And he went ahead and did a 2 slide to the side over there. He's not in range of any... Maybe he's in range of that guy. Ooh, he was! Okay, so we'll go with that attack. 2 red dice to his butt. Alright, 2 red dice to the butt. A hit in the crit. And he will go ahead and just take it for right now. He wants to keep all these up. The crit means you cannot spend negate actions when you get your dice roll. And they are using their final pass token. He's revealing a movement dial, movement action, and it will store the token. And he has 3 forward. Alright, and he did not have the range to shoot this guy, so now he just went 3 forward. He went ahead and showed the repair action to store the token. Now we'll fire upon the new consular cruiser in the middle of over there. Only red, side arc. I hit and negate. So they negated the that thing right there, the hull redirect, but then the evade went ahead and dodged the damage. Now from the side, firing into his side, that's 2 hits in the crit. He'll cancel out the crit and make it just a hit. And then now he is taking the remaining hit. Honestly, the Republic is kind of licking its wounds. It was not ready to get a bunch of new ships in, because basically this guy matches for that. Those fighters outmatch these fighters, but with this guy, that might be... It's a pretty even reinforcement tone, honestly. And this Dreadnought's looking for violence. He just went ahead and did a 2 hard towards the group of transports that are already getting hunted down by this destroyer. So this guy wasn't able to shoot anything, so he basically just revealed his dial, showed the movement action, and then now is blitzing 4 speed, heading towards the center to help fight these squids and try to repair and hold against the incoming forces of the Separatists. His goal now is to go ahead and join Xwing if he can make it. So he revealed the firepower, however, he just stored the token and now he will move. And just like before, dividing and conquering is how the Separatists are going to play. They're sending this Magnificent over to try to stop the GC Consular Cruiser from getting to Xwing so that way they can't have more forces to help fight the squids. Now it's Separatist turn on the fighters because now everyone has moved. These 4 in the V-19s. That is 4 damage. That's a dead group of V-19s. Now the Vulture droids into the Arc 170s. That's another damage to the Arc 170s. Arc 170s firing back. Nothing happens. V-19s into Hyena bombers. That is 2 damage. And these wide wing bombers went ahead and moved up or what? Vulture droids against V-19s. That's 2 damage. That's a dead group of V-19. The Separatists somehow are pulling away some victories over here still. Bomber group doing a run to the back. That's a hit. V-19's hitting the back of that as well. That's another hit. He's now at 2 life remaining. Ah, dang, I really need a raid. Those 2 shields are gone, but those hits don't actually go through. The shields are just gone in the back. Still a good run by those guys. Coming next, Separatists will take their next turns, but I wonder where we left off at. These are my mental reminders to go ahead and do Separatists on the fighter movements first. Alright, Hyena bombers move from there to there. Other Hyena bombers move from there to there. V-19s versus Vulture droids. That was an aneurysm. 1 damage, down to 1 health. Delta 7s versus Vulture droids. That is a dead group of Vulture droids. I was about to move those HMPs, and I realized I didn't have a card for them. So I printed out the card, cut it out. Let's move on. I swear, all future battle reports are going to be so nice when everything's already made, things are cut out, things are ready. But anyway, let's get back to moving these HMPs for the first time. I might go ahead at some point and paint these side notches. They're fine, they're okay. But if I paint them fully blue and such, it's just a little bit easier for you guys to see them. Because like this guy, he's red. You can see that red pretty good. But this blue, it's kind of hard to see. Anyway, so the HMPs both moved up 3 and went to these locations here. Oh, these locations here. Their goal is to try to go ahead and land right into the Xwing game and see if they can get past this blockade or whatnot. Looks like Damien's group is moving up and intercepting these hyena bombers. But because it's squadron phase, he cannot attack this turn. These V-19s getting ready to intercept these hyena bombers and protect the GC consular cruiser. And it looks like with this, the separatists are getting ready to focus on this for their new arrivals at least. Their main goal is to stop the GC consular cruiser and try to tie up any fighters from these HMPs to go to the X-Wing battlefield. Now, all there is left is the Republic moves. And the first group, the Jedi fighters, can move forward, and they will now be spawning on the X-Wing terms. Now I gotta set up these guys. And by the hair of their chin, both of these LAATs will be able to make it onto X-Wing's battle mat as well. That's a little bit better. They have now converted to well, aesthetically. Still need to do dials, tokens, cards, yada. Now with General Stryker and the Acclimator that died here, we can now roll that dice and see if he lives in the LAT. He does! And the surviving wreckage out of the crashing Acclimator fell through an LAT with General Stryker barely able to hold on with a group of his own people. And with that, in this LAT with General Stryker, there is a group of 5 ARC troopers, and where are they at? Oh, these guys getting painted. Commander Cody, Waxer, and Boyle still in the painting process, but hey, everything is a process. Without further ado, they will be in that LAT, and they will also be trying to head to the ground. Although General Stryker has recommended or requested that he can take command of another vessel if it arrives, we will see if that command can be fitted. But for that time being, we will continue. With that being said, the Republic are going to just move these guys because it's only the Republic's turn. They will be bringing in the ARC 170 group to X-Wing and a Y-Wing bomber group to X-Wing as well, because I really like to set things up in one video. And the Republic is taking a gamble and also sending a group of V-19. Gosh, dang it. Now, if you notice, I only have 2 Y-Wing bombers, 2 V-19s, and 2 ARC 170s. So basically, when one of these models die, whether it's over there or over here for the V-19s, I will then spawn another one, and when one of these guys die, I'll then automatically spawn another one for X-Wing. Limited models, more donations. Every donation helps. Yes. Moving on. That's going to be so much to set up. But the Republic is now responding to the Separatist fleet coming through here, and it's gonna be interesting. Alrighty, with that being said, I went ahead and moved all the fighters. The first group is 2 Delta 7s. One went to against the Black Betties. The other one is trying to get near the Black Betties. Some V-19s went ahead and moved just straight up to start trying to intercept the HMPs. Y-Wing bombers coming in behind to start getting ready to attack the Magnificent. Yes. And then these ARC 170s staying close to the vendor to protect Specialist Johnson, as this guy is also known as Awesome Dice. He turned from a medic to ARC 170s. He asked if he could to protect Johnson, and that is what he's going to do. With that, that is the round 5 of Armada. Now we will flip this over for Blue Phase next turn, and we will go into X-Wing, where we have a lot more stuff going on. Oh, sorry, this was from earlier. Well, we have a lot more going on. So let me set the dials, the cards, and all this, and figure out about the table space over there. I'll be right back in the 3, 2, it's going to be longer than 3 seconds. Let's try it again. A 4, a 5, and a 6.
Need another table, do I? Oh, it's broken. When in doubt, just put a screw in it. Perfect.
Yeah. I need more tables. Gosh dang it. Any donations will help us get a bigger table. We're out of tables. And technically this ARC 170 is over there as well. We'll see if I can even get to painting this guy before it all goes down. But maybe. Such a work in progress. But we're getting there. Anyway, too much talking. Still need to set these. Getting back to it. Alright. Those guys are now set as there is a new reserve table for those in transports. And one good news is this table is now finally starting to be cleared up a little bit for extra things to now come out here, including those 3 vulture droids that are now ready. Real quick note, all these Republic and Separatists are the deaths of this game so far. Yeah, it's a lot. Part of my tism wants me to go ahead and bring them all back out over here, but I know we shouldn't. But maybe after this whole war report, we'll go ahead and have my full Republic fleet versus the full Separatist fleet and see who's truly better. Now with all these extra reinforcements. With just a little bit more, we're almost there. Dials, bases, and cards ready. Now I just need upgrade cards for the bombers, because a bomber without bombs is kind of sad, but everything else, this isn't big narrative play, so that's fine. And shields, and force, and so much more. We're getting there. After way too long, now all the X-Wing ships are now set up for this table. So long that my screen just turned off. But these ships are all now made. Let's set now the dials in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, dials are all set. Now let's go 2 minutes of movement as fast as we can. 3, 2, 1. If we got any more cardboard pieces on there, I don't even know what, but that's a lot of cardboard pieces. So they went ahead and did a 3 turnaround, but fell right into both of these Budge droids, now attached to them, and they are stressed. Sloping Badger went ahead and moved up 4 and gains a stress token. Automatically, though, in range of the squid, Tri-Droids went ahead and revealed a 5 forward and then turn around or whatnot, gained the stress token. The other LAAT from behind moves the same maneuver 4 forward, giving him the stress because he's going so fast, but is within now range of this squid as well. This Vulture Droid revealing a 2 hard turnaround and gaining a stress token. This Headhunter doing 2 forward, bumping into the Tri-Droid. No action taken. And since they're touching, he cannot actually shoot him because he does not have range 0. He only has range 1 through 3. The Jedi Fighter moved 2 forward but landed onto these Buzz Droids, causing it to then gain the Buzz Droids instead. So now both squads have the Buzz Droid. First person to not do a stressful action, he gains a focus. HMP goes 3 forward and does a target lock onto these V-19. V-19s did a 3 turnaround, gaining a stress action, stress token. Vulture Droid doing a 3 hard turn to the right and gaining a stress token. I'll tell you what, these Tri-Droids did a really good job of tying these guys up. Both of these have bumped into these guys and they cannot do actions nor shoot this guy, basically making these 2 guys invalid for this turn. HMP blazing down the way, doing 5 forward or whatnot, and a stress token. Xwing went ahead and was going to do a 2 turnaround, but bumped into the Vulture Droid, stopping them and gaining the stress. I'll tell you what, right now, I was about to say scum. Separatists are doing an awesome job at keeping these Republic fighters at bay, trying to let these squids go through. V-Wing went ahead and did a slight 3 to the left and focused. Since there's no more Separatists left to move besides these squids, which are an 8, I'm going to go ahead and move all these guys now. 2 Y-Wing bombers, both moving up 4 and gaining stress token. Arc 170 moved 4 forward and gained the stress token. They were all trying to just chase down these because these guys still got to move or whatnot, so they actually will not be in fire range this turn. Axe went ahead and moved up 4 and target locked squid. Ahsoka went up 5 and did a boost action going forward 1. Anakin and Obi-Wan did the same thing. Arc 130 did 4 forward and stress. V-19 went ahead and marked target locked not war. The squid moved up 5, but this guy went ahead and moved 5 forward and rammed right into the V-Wing, dealing 5 damage because he deals damage based upon the speed he's moving. And the V-Wings only have 4 health in general, so that at the very beginning and the last movement is a dead V-Wing. And because there's no V-Wings in Armada, that is just gone. He is gone for the whole game unless somehow we find more V-Wings in Armada. Oh, by the way, this recording, the Lurker Hulk is here, and I gotta get him painted, but look at that thing, isn't it a beaut? It's freaking huge, man. Like, let's take this Venator that I'm waiting for a base for, put it beside it. Holy crap, it's huge. It's huge. Anyway, back to X-Wing. And for shooting, looks like, fix that. Okay, Anakin and Obi-Wan will be the first to shoot. But all of these ships are out of range. So I'll just go ahead and put a attack action on each one of those to mark that I don't have to do anything with them. After the dust settles, now 3 is the highest number, but it is the red phase, so it's separatist for right now, and they have the initiative. So this HMP will fight this V-Wing. Wait. I have no idea how that V-Wing went from right there to right there. Never mind. That was weird. Correction, HMP to V19s. A little bit of the Matrix going on right there for some reason. Alright, HMP using target lock with his special weapon to go ahead and use 3 dice versus 2. That is 2 hits versus an evade. That's 1 damage to the V19, which kills one. And because earlier when the 3 V19s came in from Armada, we still need 1 more. Now that we have the extra model, he is now spawned over here. I'll take care of his dial and his other stuff later. But for now, back to shooting. Jedi Fighter versus HMP. 2 dice versus 1. No target lock, but Jedi has a focus. Ooh. That's 1 damage to the HMP, which brings it down. That is 1 dead HMP. We'll put this model over to the side because he can spawn again, because there's still some Armada HMPs out there. But with that, the death of this group right here, these droids disappear from the pending transport of Legion and go back to the table over there. You can call that a micro success for Star Wars, for the Republic team. With that Jedi Fighter, with the Jedi Fighter going ahead and making that success, out of the smoke and wreckage of the HMP, there comes another figure onto the battlefield that has been requested to join the fight. The physical model I do not have because Star Wars Legion has not made her, but Shakti has now entered from an EA2, correction, ETA2. But she is now in the fight and will be joining the Jedi in the space battle. Now, if for some reason Legion comes out with her in the meantime, we will add her to the ground battle. But for now, this is the best I can do with Shakti. She is now a new entry coming from both sides. The Republic are gaining reinforcements. Alrighty, check my handy laser. No shot there. No shot there. Tri-droids have no shot, so they will not shoot. Next person probably is HMP into V-Wing. It's a traditional 3v3. Let's roll. Wow. Can you be more depressing? Coming in hot at range 1, these V19s versus the Squid. One damage. I'm pretty sure these guys are traitors. Main attack into V19. A hit and a crit. He is down to 3 health remaining. And this guy will be doing a bonus attack onto the back of these guys with the tractor tentacles. 3 dice rolling in the rear. That's 1 hit. They have nothing to evade it, so that's 1 damage. And that's another dead V19. And the Republic are out of V19 reinforcements from Armada, so now he will not be able to get that guy out unless we send more troops from Armada. But they probably need all the help they can get. I think Xwing, we're pretty good. We just need to get those guys to catch up to those guys. And then once those guys empty out, there's going to be like 4 more squids behind them. Yeah, it's going to be great. Alrighty, this headhunter into squid droid, 2 damage, and then range 3, so an additional defense. That's 1 hit. He's down to 12 health remaining. 3 attack dice from the rear of this guy to the V19. That is 2 hits, well, a hit and a crit. And the crit was an additional damage. And from the front firing arc to this firing arc, that he can do a reroll because he has target lock. And he has a focus, so he can turn those to those. All right, 2 hits and a crit against this headhunter. And then the Hail Mary, the stress, the words, critical hit was a one that added 2 stress tokens. So now he's triple stressed, which means next turn, CSI. Words, the Separatist can go ahead and force him to do a move action and move him right into the squid, basically eliminating him. He's basically gonzo without even knowing it. 1 mental loops. These guys, they have a weird thing where they are 8 in movement but 0 in shooting. So they really shoot last. So these V19s both of them technically, is going to shoot this squid going forward. Okay, alright, that's 3 hits. That's something. And this is my first time using the damage deck for the huge ships. Precision shot. Gain 2 ion tokens. After you execute a maneuver, lose 1 energy plus 1 energy per ion token you have, then repair this card. So next maneuver, that was a good hit on the Republic. So basically, in a nutshell, next turn, he will only move 1 instead of 5, hindering this guy, and these guys might be able to catch up to start taking this one out. Now, one other thing, and I know we're a little out of order here, but I'm going to fix it all. There's a tractor icon that gets applied to both of these V19s, allowing the opposing player, the Separatists, to force them to do a barrel roll or a movement forward action. They will do so now. Alrighty, with that, I had to go ahead and read the rules. If a small ship hits a big ship, nothing happens. But if the big ship hits a small ship, then they roll a dice, and on a hit, they get a stress token. On the crit, they gain a hit damage to the big guy. But I already rolled this once, and it was already a blank, so I already did that off camera while learning the rules. We're getting there, guys. 3 games all at once. While I'm on the subject, something weird, Armada is actually a little bit easier playing the turns. X-Wing, there's a few different rotations and changes based upon the movements and the shooting that then kind of flop. And then when you add the Armada, there's many different flops. But, moving on, next shooting part. On the hair of their chinny chin chin, Tri-Droids into V19. And rolling. That is death? That is indeed death for that Delta V19. Not giving in, the Republic is using their last headhunter to shoot the squid. 1 damage. And with that, the remaining Vulture droids there cannot shoot. So now it is to the end phase where these guys have 1 more action. During the start of the end phase, you may spend 2 energy to move forward, side, or left by 2 forward, 1 left, or 1 right. I think I know what he's doing. So here are some cheeky rules. It says, during the planning phase, an ion ship is not assigned a dial. This is not the planning phase. This is the end phase, of which then the ion tokens don't activate till next turn. So he is, to my understanding, able to still activate this 2 forward maneuver, killing potentially this V19. Actually, that was only 2 damage because it was only a 2 maneuver speed. So he is still alive by 1 health remaining. Also went ahead and used up 2 of his energy to boost up. And as I was about to resolve the buzz droids, I realized that these guys actually... Oop, I accidentally bumped that guy. These guys actually have a shot at this back buzz droid, which they will take. Now, these Delta 7s don't have the best guns, and it's range 3, and they already get 3 defense by default. So these are rough. First one... Nothing. Second one. Ooh, that's 1 hit. So with that is a dead group of buzz droids. They actually were able to shoot this off. And then these buzz droids go ahead and do 1 damage to this Jedi fighter. And that is the end of round 5 with X-Wing. Now we'll go into Legion real quick. How you doing, clones? You doing good? You're seeing the shit about to happen? Oh man. Alright, that's Legion. All right, all dials and everything shiny in 3, 2, 1. That wasn't a snap. There you go. Alrighty, those are all now set. Now it is round 6 on blue phase, so the Republic will go first. And the first thing they are activating is this Venator onto the side. Let's begin. He is showing a repair action. And he is recovering 2 shields. He's going to need to keep on repairing if he's going to stay alive, to be honest. Side arc to side arc. These 4 dice. That is 4 hits, and then the gate. He went ahead and negated the silo fire, at least back to the red zone. And 4 damage incoming. He can't do a hull redirect because he has... Oh, a shield redirect because he has no shields in the front and the back. So, and he can't use the crits. So really, that's 4 damage incoming. He has 2 shields, so 2 damage going to his hull. He is now at 7 damage in total, and he is going to go ahead and use this to go ahead and do a redirect shot, thinking that he's not going to live this turn. Now the redirect salvo fire back to the Venator here. Salvo firing. That is a hit and crit. And the Venator is taking the 2 damage onto the shields. And by the slightest hair, this Venator has a rear arc being able to shoot into the same side. If these dice show a hit and or a crit, that is a dead Dreadnought. Let's see what happens. 1 hit, he's down to 1 health, but he is still alive. And the Venator went ahead and did a slight 2 to the right or whatnot, kind of going right in the thick of all the fighters. Dreadnought's showing a movement dial going down to 2 speed. From his rear arc, he will fight these V-19s. That's 2 hits. After a quick check on the rules, only normal damage can get hit to the fighters, not crits. So even crits from a capital ship only counts as nothing unless it's a specific special situation. Anyway, to the bombers now. 1 hit. Then from across the land, side to side, 2 red. That's a crit and negate. And he's going to negate the counterfire. And this guy will use the shield redirect to go to the back. And with that, the Dreadnought went ahead and moved a slight 2 and is actually still living for some reason or some way. We move on to the next ship. Acclimator went ahead and rolled a concentrated fire using an additional red dice to shoot from the side to the front. This is all going. That is a negate, a hit, and a crit. He is forcing the reroll on the crit. That's now just a hit. And with that, he'll take 2 more damage, leaving him down to 3 life remaining. Now, front arc of Acclimator into front arc of Dreadnought. 1 hit. The Dreadnought's just going to take it, but do a salvo fire back at him. Salvo fire consisting of 1 dice. 1 hit back to him. This Acclimator is now only at 3 life remaining. You move 1 cock to the side, and now it's the Dreadnought's turn, revealing a concentrated fire action. All these going to the front of the Acclimator. Wow, that's not bad. That's livable. A negate and a a crit. He is going to negate the silo back at him, and then the crit. Only 1 attack you perform each round can target a ship. Basically, they can target a squadron only, but you can only attack 1 ship per turn. He is now down to 2 health remaining. Side arc into Johnson's front arc. Negate and hit. Not the best, not the worst. He negated the silo fire. He went 2 speed, ramming right into that consular cruiser, dealing 1 damage to each. GC went ahead and showed a repair action, repairing 1 shield to the side, and now will attack these 3 from its side bow. Correction, only these 2. First one, that's a hit. Second one, that's another hit. Both of them are pecked down 1 damage. And he blitzed 4 forward, trying to make his way out. Had to put that V-19 group back or whatnot. But now he's 1 turn away from getting into Star Wars Xwing and helping them out. And the Separatists will actually pass for this turn, going back to the Republic. Correction, never mind. There's a destroyer ready to fight. Side bow to side bow, all these dice. Oh my gosh! Holy crap, that's 7 damage and a crit! Faithful will half that damage. So it's 4 damage coming in. He can evade it, and he will fire back before he gets pummeled. Come on, there's some weird shenanigans. Silo ended up over here, need to be gone, move that. And this is the one that got hit. So he will redirect and half the damage. Alright, so now that's 4 damage and redirecting 1, which, yeah, that's still going to hurt. And apparently they're having some thruster control malfunction. Basically, they can't be as maneuverable as they once were. He now is at 3 life remaining. And from the rear, 1 shot to Johnson. Nothing. Moving on. The destroyer is looking for more prey, hunting behind the transports. Now, the transports are now pincered in a maneuver against a dreadnought and the hunter. Wait, that's just me, Waffle. Where'd this thing go? There we go. That's better. They got their stuff again. Alright, now it's Faithful's turn. Let's see. Extra damage, concentrated fire. Rolling 3 dice from rear arc to front arc. Let's see.
No!
That would have been so good! 2 negates, but nothing else. Last attack, side arc to side arc. 2 dice. Negate and hit. There's nothing left to negate though, so he'll just go ahead and take the hit. Faithful trying to turn this around, doing a 2 hard to the left, and they're all looking like they're going to focus down this Dreadnought next turn. Now the CIS will go ahead and use a pass token or whatnot, moving back over to the Republic. This Pelta class revealed a 2 squadron maneuver, moving both of these V-19 groups up to here. First group of V-19s into Vultures. Nothing. Second group of V-19s into Vultures. 4 hits. Alright, that's a group of Vulture Droids. Alrighty, side arc to there. Rolling 1 dice because it's through an asteroid. A crit, which he is going to use this to go ahead and force a reroll. Yeah. Rerolling. God. And with that, he's going to go ahead and do a silo fire back or whatnot, considering that he's at 1 life remaining. Oh, he can't because the silo fire would go through the asteroid, cutting away 1 dice, and he only has 1 dice left. So, can't do a silo fire either. Let's put that guy right back there. Now, front arc into front arc. 2. 1 crit. And he will do a shield redirect. And the Pelta went ahead and did a 1 pip and then turned there to kind of all get ready to concentrate fire against this Dreadnought. And these Separatists decided to pass for right now, going back to another Republic move. This guy went ahead and showed a concentrated fire into forward firing arc with 4 dice. That's 3 hits in the gate. He's negating the half damage, and he takes the 3 damage to the front. Now with his side firing arc into front firing arc, 1 crit. And he is going to use this cancel crit action to only make that 1 hit. Never mind, because it's going to be a shield anyway, so might as well just go ahead and lose the shield. This Dreadnought is just taking an absolute beating from everybody. Oh my god. We're just now passing yet again, keeping this guy in reserve, and now it's Johnson's turn to go ahead and unleash what he had. Revealing a concentrated fire, 3 damage from front to side. That's negate and a hit. But okay. He'll lose the damage from the side. And he is out of range of any other ship in his firing arcs. Now the movement. With expert-like maneuverability, he does a slight 2 going this way with him. And this Magnificent showed a 2 squadron maneuver, which is going to have these 2 HMPs move out and start to fight, making their way, trying to go to the Xwing Legion board. Alright, first group of HMPs against Jedi Fighters. 2 hits. He is spending a dodge token to reroll dice. That's only 1 hit. Second group of HMPs. 4 hits! Holy crap! And with that, that Jedi Fire squad is gone. Side firing arc into front firing arc. 2 damage. He will half it and do a shield redirect. And in a very interesting maneuver, he did a 1 tick, 2 tick, and then now facing the Venator over here. Where we left off, we just finished all these ships for attacking this turn. Now we are going into the squadrons. Republic will go first. Right off the gate, these ARC 170s versus Hyena Bombers. That is 1 damage. And these V-19s to Hyena Bombers. That is a dead group of Hyena Bombers. So far, these are all the people that died this far for this whole turn. That's really not that much. Usually it's a lot more. Alright, I'm going to try to say here. The Bebelus into the ARC 170s. That is 2 hits and a counterattack. Nothing. Speaking of which, a little bit from last episode, when these guys attack the Jedi Fighters, they have a counter 2, which means that they have 2 blue dice rolling. That's 2 hits on the first group of HMPs. Second attack on the other HMPs. Wow, okay, so that's 2 damage and 1 damage. Going back into this person one. Hyena Bombers into ARC 170s. 2 hits. And the counter back onto the Hyena Bombers. That's 1 hit. V-19s into HMPs. 2 hits. Jedi Fighters into these B ships. 2 hits. But because they are within range 1 of him, he gets screen 2, which means he can evade them. Well, technically it's a dodge. Vulture Droids moving from the rear to join this little fight here. These guys fighting the V-19s. No, not V-19s. Delta 7s. 4 hits. Countering 1. Oh, it's counter 2. Sorry. He has a screen, so he is fine. But that's another group of Jedi fighters gone. Holy crap. Armada may have made a mistake sending all those extra guys out there without keeping some for reinforcements, because they are losing their fighter squads in the center pretty darn quick. Republic moved the Y-Wing bombers and the V-19s up to the butt of this dreadnought. Hyena bombers moved from here to there, going up forward. LAT from there to there went ahead and went to intercept the Hyena bombers. And then V-19s from there to there went ahead and tried to intercept these guys coming in. Y-Wing bombers coming around behind the Magnificent. Other Y-Wing bombers coming to the side of Magnificent. V-19s piling on the HMPs. Squadron of Delta 7s closing in on those Hyena bombers. The LAT closing in on the Hyena bombers, making sure that those are locked down. ARC 170 shooting at vulture droids. Nothing. And with that, that is round 6 of Armada for the Siege of Kamino. Now we're going to go into round 6 of Star Wars Xwing, which means more dials. I will say right now, the Republic's doing a pretty good job of trying to keep down the forces that are still alive and making sure their reinforcements can go through. But I do not think they know what's coming. I do not think they're ready. Now for Xwing, let's set our dials and begin. The first people to move are which will be this gold squadron trooper right here. And he did not complete his maneuver. He tried 3 forward, and it was not long enough. Then I went ahead and just see, was it just me? And I did 4 forward, and it still was not long enough. So no matter what I would have done, he still would have bumped into that squid and been stuck. Because of that, whenever the squid moves, that is certain death for that guy there. Rest in peace. Next movement. Moving at a snail's pace. Move 3 forward, and that's all he could do. These squids are so much faster than these other fighters. It's going to be interesting. Alright, and now the 3. This headhunter's doing a 4 turnaround and then becoming stressed. These tri-droids went ahead and did a 4 forward, which is a blue maneuver, losing their stress and gaining 2 focus tokens. Not focus, evade tokens. This Jedi fighter went ahead and did a, focus. That's right, this Jedi fighter went 3 forward and then focused. Come on, redirect camera, the squids are throwing it off. Vulture droid on the side doing a 2 hard right, losing the stress and gaining a calculate. Ace went ahead and did full forward. He would do an action, but there's no action that would actually benefit him this turn. He already has the target lock, so no action. That'll probably go for all these guys unless there's a barrel roll or a boost. This HMP pushed 3 forward. Also, he's stressed, so he couldn't do any action as well. LAT pushing 4 forward. No, 3 forward. Vulture droid doing a 2 hard right and calculate. V-Wing also doing a 2 hard right, but bumping into the Vulture droid, not being able to shoot him from the rear this turn. V-19 moving 3 hard right, gaining a stress token. Since this headhunter had 3 stress tokens onto him, the Separatist forced him to do a hard 2, getting plowed by this squid coming up. That's going to be 2 Republic deaths basically by these squids, just by their movement, not by their shooting. Both Y-Wing bombers went ahead and moved up, and they're discovering the traffic jam. It looks like the LATs got in front of them, and now they're stuck lagging behind. ARC 170 pushing up 3. You know what? I'm just going to move all these guys real quick, the ones that haven't moved yet, because we know they're not going to shoot at anything. So 3, 2, 1. I say that, but holy crap, these Jedi can move basically 7 forward in the way. They move up 5, and they can do a boost for 1, which is basically a double movement for them. But holy crap, these guys will actually be able to shoot at something this turn. But their actions are kind of irrelevant because it doesn't really matter in the placings because they did boost for their actions. So we're good. Let's move the rest. Alrighty, the ARCs and the V-19s both went ahead and moved in their respective spaces. V-19s went 4, ARCs went 3. And Shock T went ahead and moved 5 forward and doing a focus. And the squid just went forward, but that's still 1 speed, and 1 speed was enough to kill this guy because he was at 1 health. That is a dead V-19 by the movement of the squid. But now that he moved his drift, those ionized tokens are gone, and he's back to normal, being able to do 5 speed next turn. And he is going to target lock the headhunter and do a focus. Now this guy plowing right into the headhunter kills this headhunter instantly. Now shooting time. Anakin Skywalker trying to shoot at these buzz droids. I feel like he needs more damage than 2, but these are just Delta 7s. That is... He will use the force to do 1 damage. That is a dead group of buzz droids. Now, Kenobi 2 tri-droids, they may use 1 evade if they wish. Crit, but already have evade, so all is well. Alright, now we're down to 3s, because we did the 5s and 6s. Republic still has initiative, so they will go first. 3s into tries. And nothing. Now, tri-droids into Delta 7. That's just dead. No need to... That's dead. Suddenly, the Republic is starting to gain back their reserve X-Wing forces. Oh my gosh. They've already lost 3 ships in 1 round. Let's see what happens next. Shock T into the squid. That is 2 hits. Vulture Droid into Headhunter. That is... He has to calculate, so that's 1 damage. Headhunter into squid. Ooh, that's 2 hits. This squid is down to only 5 life left. Sorry, regain some shields. Down to only 7 life left. After reading these guys' cards more, they can provide another boost action after their movement using the force. So I went ahead and spent 1 force on each of those and boosted them up 1 now. So now this guy's in range 1, which requires 3 dice. And that's 3 to the 2 and rolling. That is 3 hits and 1 evade, and he is still alive by 1. Alright, Vulture Droid shooting... Oh, there's squid. Against the Headhunter. Let's roll the dice and see. That's evaded. All is well. Alright, so that is the end of X-Wing Round 6. Now let's move to Legion. This may be indeed the last turn of no movements of Legion. The clones are as prepped as they can. They do not have any more Phase 1 clones to come in to help. There has not been any funding for the Republic in this regard. They are about to meet their maker with these squids ever approaching inbound. Can they survive? We'll see in round 7. I think in round 7 by that time, let's see real quick. They go here, that's there, right? They go there. Okay. Round 8 is when they are going to get hit. And that's when the final phase of this battle is going to begin, is in Legion of round 8. All right. So, with that being said, moving on to round 7 of Armada. Alright, with round 7 of Armada, there'll be no more reinforcements coming in for this round. The other ships that are being built is a Venator on the side that has to be painted, and a Lurker Hulk that has to be painted as well. Both of those are under construction, and as soon as they are both ready, we will have them onto the battlefield. But for the meantime, what is on the battlefield will have to do, and they will have to fight out their ways. This Acclimator is getting like a light from heaven right now from the window, but that's fine. Dials, tokens, and all the shiny things in 3, 2, 1. Already out of the clutter, all the dials and tokens and everything set for those living, not those that have died, which are many. And Separatist goes first. The question is, do they move this Dreadnought, which is at 1 health remaining, and 0 shields in the back with this guy? Or do they go ahead and move that guy over there? I think they want to move this Dreadnought. Their main goal is 2 things. 1 is to obliterate this guy. The second thing is to try to stay alive. So let's begin. And they show a repair dial, which is going to help them out a lot. Oh, and they still show a repair dial, which is going to help them out a lot. Just picked up the wrong one. There we go. And they decided to repair 1 shield on both sides. And the first attack, blue and red from the back. That is a hit and a negate to the cruiser. He is choosing to negate the shield redirect and have the hit go through. And he's down to 1 shield on the side. Now from the side firing arc to his side firing arc, 4 dice coming in. That is a lot. That's another negate and then 4 hits. He's going to negate the evade. The crits won't matter. He's going to force the reroll on one of the dice. Okay, doesn't do anything basically. Now he has to spend the crits. He went ahead and used up his last hull redirect to go to the front. Now he's out of those completely. I think no matter what I do, this Dreadnought just blocked the GC Counselor killing the ship, because that is 1 damage going through to the shield, right? This is 0. Then it's a hit and a crit. He only has 4 health, he already has 2 damage. Just making sure that... Oh! Oh! That's the wrong ship! Oh, there's hope! Thank gosh for the numbers. That was number 4. That's that guy over there. But it's not this guy right here. So I just did all the other stuff with him back to where he was now. And he's at full health. He can take a hit and a crit. So here's the hit. And let's see what the crit is. You cannot ready defense tokens. That's okay. If he survives this round, he's gone anyway. He is gone anyway if he survives. So he is at 2 health remaining. No defense tokens left, basically. And he is a running. Gosh dang it, my dyslexia, bud. This is a 3 and a 4, and this is 3 and a 4, and I had them swapped in my head. He survives! He freaking survives! Oh no! The Separatists, with all their extra luck, tried to go ahead and make this to where they won this round, but they have failed. The GC Counselorship will hit Xwing next turn. And one thing to note, Morty went ahead and did his action, which barely kept him on to here. But next turn, there is almost no way for him to not go off the board. For this game in particular, for this one, because there's basically a battle after battle after battle, all side by side. When they go off the board, they do not die. But they have to come back then next turn on the same side that they left, basically doing a turnaround. So, next turn, Morty will leave, and then the turn after that, he'll come back in. Maybe in the same turn that we get the Lurker Hulk and the other Venator to join us as well. Alright, GC, it's your turn. We're not taking any chance of these Separatist scum. Go ahead and slowing you down. Come on now. They did your best to try to wound you. Let's get you through. And he shall repair action, repairing the side of the shield that got damaged. And now he will fire from his rear arc to this guy before leaving. It's only 1 dice, but who knows? That's a crit. Oh no, out of their excitement, the Republic forgot they have a salvo fire that can come back at them. Even though the crit hit the ship, now they can roll 2 dice. That's a crit, but we have a shield in the back. All is safe. We have to get out of here, GC. We gotta run. With that, let's just book it out of here. And he is doing just that. And he will now spawn in the next video with Xwing coming to help take out these squids and other Separatists that are joining. Oh, GC Counselor, you made it. You freaking made it. Congratulations. By the way, quick note, any more donations will help us get more LATs for Xwing and Phase 1 troopers, because I got 2 LATs over here, but I only have 2 here, so they're limited to when they can come in because of these 2. Anyway, next ship. Next up is this Venator Luke. He will go ahead and, not Luke, but Luke of a different Luke. We'll go ahead and shoot his main arc into this guy's main arc here. Nope. We're going to do the side arc, and he's going to choose to lose 1 damage. Just because that's the side that's being pummeled currently. Alright, these into those, and those into these. That's 3 damage on the crit. He will half the damage to only 2, and then redirect 1. Oh, I said 3 damage on the crit. He'll, redirect 1, and crit to the... And with that, there's no other arcs of fire that he can fire at this time. So now it's on to movement. And he is now heading off against this Magnificent. He is at very low life, though, and this Magnificent is basically brand new and ready to fight. It will be interesting going forward. With that, the Separatists will move their Dreadnought, well, attack with their Dreadnought, front arc to Counselorship, and then side arc to Acclimator. The question first is, what is their dial? Dial's repair action. And he repaired 2 of his shields back up to, in his front. Rolling 5 dice into the side. That's negate, 3 hits, and the crit. The evade and the redirect and such are invalid, so they'll negate that. But he will then spend this to be gone, so that crit turns to a hit. But even so, that's still 4 damage coming in, and he's at 2 life. That is a dead Counselor Cruiser. And we roll for an LAT. On a hit, they will get 1. No hit. That is complete another destruction. With the side arc to the front arc or whatnot, rolling these dice, that's a lot. 3 crits and 3 hits. And this Acclimator has nothing to do but a silo fire back to him, which is a black and red. 1 damage. And that is 6 damage coming into this acclimator here. And he is way past death. This is now the end of this acclimator. Will he spawn an LAT? And the dice are rolled. No. That is another completely wiped out death by 1 dreadnought. This guy still needs to boost forward 2 and shoot. So we'll do that now. 3 frontal arc into shock T. 1 hit versus the defense. 1 evade. All is good. Moving on. With that being said, with a 5 forward or whatnot, it's looking awfully close to the squid being right in lineup with the first docking station. Anyway, let's go back to our Armada now that the cleanup's done. I lied. Look at this beauty. I went ahead and just completed it. I made a custom template off a homebrew website for Xwing. It is great. We even have a homebrewed card made with such, and a little dial here, but I still gotta make all the functionality with that dial. But we will get there, but we're not there right now, so we will work on Armada. There's so much background with all of this. But anyway, let's get to it. I freaking love how that looks on camera. Oh my gosh. Oomph. Alrighty, it is now Faithful's turn. They revealed a maneuver dial, so they'll be able to change their speed if they wish. And the first attack they'll do is the 2 red dice to the back end against that guy. That guy. I mean, just me, Waffle. We all know who he is. 2 dice. If it's 2 hits, no matter what, it goes through and he gets killed. 2 hits! So he cannot redirect because there's no shields. He can salvo fire back, which he will. He is not going to die in vain. He'll reduce it to half, but he still has 7 damage already, which makes 8. That is a dead Just Me Waffle and a new squid droid. Faithful has now killed the dreadnought and a destroyer. The salvo back is returning fire. A crit, which he will go ahead and just take the loss in the back of his shield. And Faithful is not done just yet. Forward firing arc and side firing arc. That is a hit and crit. He will half the damage and do a salvo fire back. That is 2 hits in the crit. He will half the damage, and he is at 1 life remaining. This basically forced us to go ahead and discard our evade token. Faithful is limping on with 1 health remaining. Would you just look at that? That was so good. That took me like 3 days of painting and kind of delayed the Siege of Kamino, but that looks so dang good. Alright, we're moving back up. And with his limited maneuverability, the only thing he could do was move 2 forward in a sense. Correction, he had a movement dial this turn. He went to 1 movement, so he only went 1 speed forward. And the death pile of Armada is just growing and growing. All that's left is 4 ships on this side and 3 ships on this side. It's getting down to the bare minimum. And the Xwing is just now picking up, and then Legion will be at the end. Which kind of fits the setting, because in the Siege of Kamino, where the Clone Wars was happening on, the big fight was going on, the Republic was starting to win, and at the scrape of their losses, like, wait, this is too easy. And then all of a sudden, the squids come, and then they send the extra reinforcements to come help. But by that time, the Republic is very undefensed, well, not unprepared at the bottom. And the race is then for the Republic to help defend them before it's too late. So it's actually all playing towards the scenario pretty darn well. One awkward part with that was the last Separatist ship to attack. So now it's only the Republic that's going to unleash hell. He is now showing the repair action, but no repairs are needed. Back to firing. Front arc to side arc. That is 2 hits in the crit. He's going to hull redirect, and he'll lose the shield and take the crit, which that was a double damage. Now, side arc to front arc. A hit and crit is going to negate the crit. Correction, he won't negate the crit because he has 2 shields. So he lost the 2 shields in the front, and that is the end of that. Now it's his movement. I'll tell you what, these Pelta class cruisers are not giving in. They are showing that the transports need no help, except for the 3 consular cruisers and the acclimator. But hey. And with that, this acclimator goes ahead and shows, well, Johnson goes ahead and shows that he's doing the squadron maneuver. First moving awesome dice to go 2 forward, and then they are then going to attack the broadside of this dreadnought. Hits count. 1 hit. And he used his shield redirect. Second squadron, V-19s and HMPs. That is 2 hits. That is a dead group of HMPs. And the last squad being activated is these bombers. They'll go ahead and shoot from the side. And that's a hit. With full fury, Johnson to the side bow. That is 2 hits, 2 negates, and a crit. He can negate the cancel crit. He will probably spend this, though, to cancel half of the damage. Never mind. It makes more sense. This is the last attack for the round, so he's going to stick with it. He is now limited. He cannot spend exhausted tokens, and down to 4 life remaining. Johnson side arc to rear arc. Lost 1 dice because of the asteroid. 2 hits in the crit. And he rolled a crit that allowed me to take off 2 whole zones in different areas. Well, whole shields in 2 different zones. And Johnson, not able to do any other maneuvers except for basically ramming into him, runs right into him, and both are delta damage. That Dreadnought's down to only 3 life remaining. Alrighty, we're now on to the fighter part of Armada. The first group that will go are these HMPs versus these V19. And they said, screw that. 3 hits. And that's a group of V19s gone. Now the Bubblers versus the V19s. That is 2 hits. The Jedi Fighters here versus the Hyena Bombers. That's 3 hits. That's a dead group of Hyena Bombers. V19s versus the HMPs. 1 hit. Vulture Droids versus Arc 170s. 2 hits. Counter 1. That's a dead group of Arc 170s. Rest in peace. Remember, this fight isn't over yet. Bubblers into V19s. That is 3 hits. V19's not putting up with it, attacking the Vultures. It's 1 hit. That's enough to kill it. V19's closing in. Hyena Bombers against V19s. It's another group of V19s gone. I'll tell you what, even though they're winning here, there's only a couple more Separatist fighter groups left. They're almost completely out. Now the remainder will be the Republic. Bomber to side arc. LAT is pushing up north to join the X-Wing fighting, so Cody and the other ARC troopers and Phase 2 troopers can get onto the ground before these squids start majorly assaulting. All fighters on this side move to the left to prepare for this dreadnought to reappear in 2 turns. And with that, that is the end of round 7 in the Siege of Kamino for Armada. We'll move into X-Wing next in the next video with that beautiful, newly painted Consular Cruiser or whatnot. I am so excited. And there's one more reason. I have another surprise coming in tomorrow, and I'm hoping it's here. Morty. Is it Morty? Yep, Morty will be going off next turn, coming back again by round 9. These fighters are standing guard here. These guys are dueling off. Who will win here? He's at 1 health. He has a lot against him. This guy is basically gone. He's gone between the 3 of them. The question is, can he take out the most people before he goes? But I'll see you guys next time in the Siege of Kamino. The focus is now going away from Armada. The people who are dying are dead, and those who are living are living. The now newly focus is the extra Armada troops that are funneling in to come take out any of the Separatist troops that are coming through here. And once they go ahead and land on the Legion, it is then up to this to see how well these clones, along with all the other clones, troops, and everything else inside of all these transports, can do to hold this ground. This is where they will stand. Let's see how they do in the next one. I'll see you guys then.